your seatbelt. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Chrissie is hilarious.
Chrissie, have you ever heard of the comedian Basha K. Ali?
No, that sounds like something you yell at before you blow up a plane.
Basha K. Ali!
30 seconds remaining.
But you know what, good thing to say, I doubt it will stand up to something. I haven't been disrespectful to you at all.
I was very confused by the title, Everything Everywhere All at Once, because that's also what we call it when Ash takes off his shirt. I shouldn't be up here. I should be in school on the other side of the ocean. Moo. What's up, boys and girls? Welcome to our very special, I never stream on a Saturday. This is a very special Saturday edition. This is a charity stream, the subject of which is Eliza Bleu LOLCOW. We will discuss tonight to find the answer. All proceeds from tonight, all super chats will go to... Wait, I know it. I know what we did. We did the last one we did, Underground Railroad. Polaris. Let's pull it up. Polaris Project. Super chats from tonight will go to the Polaris Project. And in fact, that is what is kind of cool about YouTube, is that you can donate directly to the Polaris Project. You know, no middleman, no Eliza Bleu. Oh, just send it to me. I'll make sure I get it to the people who need it. No, this is going straight to PolarisProject.org. They work with they work with actual human trafficking victims. Human trafficking is the business of stealing freedom for profit. In some cases, traffickers trick, defraud, or physically force victims into selling themselves. In others, victims are lied to, assaulted, threatened, or manipulated into working under inhumane, legal, or otherwise unacceptable conditions. It is a multi-billion-dollar criminal industry that denies freedom to 29.4 million people around the world. And guess what? None of these people are doing music videos. I'm pretty sure they don't have time to squeeze that in. There's sex trafficking, labor trafficking, none of which involves just talking about somebody on Twitter or posting a photo of their music video. Yes, Sumo Orange already donated $5. Thank you, Sumo Orange. So all super chats tonight are going to this legitimate charity.
I'll pull up how to do it. Ready?
How to do what? Ooh, okay.
Right here. Oh, someone else just donated.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, Crash Mondo.
Crash Mondo donated. Look, this is like an Inception. It's like a Google YouTube Inception. Okay.
Donate now.
Okay. I have to do this from YouTube. Okay.
Go a little further and hit right here.
Let's see. Oh, I see. It says donate now. All right. I'm not really sure. I've never done this before, so I can see that we've raised $108 so far, which is pretty amazing considering we literally just started. I wonder if I can see it through. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on here, but I know that we're doing it for a good cause. Yeah, I'm not sure if I have to go through the studio side to see this, or if I can I'll pretend I'm watching it like everybody else.
I'll try and grab them and put them in the private chat.
Okay. I'm so happy I saved this cow hat. I was going to return it. I had it in a bag ready to return. I think I bought it in last month for January 6th, except I turned it backwards to be like Viking Man. And it just sort of sat in a bag for a month. And I thought, you know what? I can use this again. Look at this. Moo. Okay. Yeah, if you're into cow stuff, you've come to the right place. Oh, Brooke Lou donated $20. Thank you so much, Brooke Lou or Liu. David Setliff donated $20. Thank you so much, David Setliff. And Testumo Orange, I think I shouted him out before. Guys, what is a lolcow? It's probably a question we're all asking ourselves.
Go over your dates first.
But before we define what a lolcow is, we're going to talk about some of my comedy dates because we need comedy to get through the tough times. Guys, I'll be in California at the end of the month. I'll be in Pasadena Thursday, February 23rd at an Elks Lodge with Lila Hart opening for me. Then we're heading to San Diego. I'll be headlining the Mic Drop Comedy Club over there in San Diego. Lila Hart will be joining me Friday, February 24th and Saturday, February 25th. Then I'll be in Staten Island Friday, April 7th, headlining the Reef at Paradise Island. Ooh, sounds tropical. Probably not going to be tropical. Then I've got Jersey. I'll be headlining in Morris Plains Saturday, April 8th at Tiff's Ale House. Then I'm off to Dallas in May. The 5th and 6th, I'll be headlining Hyenas in Dallas. One of my favorite. Ba-bum. 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday, May 5th and 6th at Hyenas. Tickets on sale right now. Then I'll be at Anime Matsuri. The convention will be August 10th through the 13th at the George R. Brown Convention Center. I think you can get, I don't know if you can get tickets on their website. I should put a link here. Simcast will be at this convention. And this same weekend, I'll be headlining in Houston at the Secret Group Friday, August 11th. So it'll be kind of an unofficial after party for Anime Matsuri. Come and hang out with your wang out. No, keep your wang somewhat under control. Should I make some trafficking jokes? No, we're not here to do that. Maybe we are. Always Ready donated $5. Thank you so much. Always Ready. All proceeds tonight going to the Polaris Project. Ken Patterson donated $20. Thank you, Ken Patterson. Moo. I should have a moo sound. I should have a moo sound. Okay. Let's look up the Urban Dictionary definition for lolcow. Because if Urban Dictionary doesn't know, then I'm sorry. I don't know where to go on this. A lolcow is a person you get extensive laughs from who doesn't know they are being made fun of. They can often think they are admired for what they are doing, but secretly they are being laughed at constantly. See that obese lady dancing on a cam? She's such a lolcow. We might have to update this to include Eliza Bleu. Lolcow, a phenomena usually observed on forums and or image boards. A person, most often someone who tries to look exceedingly knowledgeable in the topic discussed, yes, is being flamed and trolled to the point where they can no longer present sane arguments that will fit their level, but yet are too proud to just quit. This definition suits Eliza a little bit better. Yeah, too proud to quit. She's, yeah. Ooh, is it a cowbell? That's right. Just pretend you're frolicking through the cornfields of Illinois.
You'll play it every time you get a donation.
Yes. Did you make a little bell noise? Oh, this is so great. I feel like I should be drinking milk tonight. Wow. This produces a considerable amount of lulls and win for which the said person can be milked until they finally give up or drop dead, hence the name. All right, well, nobody wants anyone to die. Just your reputation. That's all. Look, additional definitions for lolcow. Someone who is easy / safe for the majority of people to mock. Yes, I think we've reached that level now. It's very... Compare the people mocking her and talking about her now from even a week ago is pretty drastic. Certainly a ton more people making fun of her now versus, God, we've been in this fight since January 20th. I think it's about, I mean, I could see this stuff going a full month. Yeah, someone who is easy and safe for the majority of people to mock. It is a cash cow, but instead you milk lols from it. Here's it in a sentence. Man, imagine dragons? More like imagine trashins. Lol. Is that truly your opinion or just bandwagoning another lol cow? Not the best definition. Let's see this other definition. A term that can be used to describe a perennial factory of sadness in sports and it or a variant is routinely used in sports shit poster. No, this is irrelevant. How about this? An individual, typically one who uploads pictures of himself to an internet site who is overweight and only contributes to the amusement of others. Okay, no, I don't think this fits Eliza. She's not overweight. A person or a group of people laughed at for actions that they take despite not trying to be funny. They may try to take themselves seriously, yes, but are often milked for laughs with or without their knowledge. Yes, correct. Someone who makes a fool of themselves on the internet over and over, usually drug spurred. Drug spurred? What does drug spurred mean? Like they're on drugs? God, I can't get it. Oh, a lolcow wrangler. Would that be us?
We're farmers.
We're farmers. Lolcow wrangler. Yeehaw! Someone who makes money taking advantage of lolcows. I mean, I guess you could define YouTubers this way. But again, this money tonight is going to the Polaris Project. So tonight I am not a lolcow wrangler. Yeehaw! Do we have another donation? Pseudo-intellectual pole dancer donated $5. Oh my goodness. Yeehaw! I can't believe this is my life. I'm having a hard... Oh boy, I'm really having a hard time seeing the donations. So unless I figure it out, Frank, you're going to have to just keep typing them. They're in the private chat? Okay. Yeehaw! Kryptonic G donated $5 to the Polaris Project. Tonight, we are all lolcow wranglers. Is this really... I hope Tug shows up because he really has the perfect voice for this. Tug is not here, but who is here is Brutal Brittany, author of the Red State article, probably the first publication to take note of the Eliza Bleu situation. So props to Brittany. Much respect to you, girl. Are you there? Can you hear me?
I'm here. Thank you for that.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy and that's what's this Eliza Bleu situation has really brought me closer and made me aware of a lot of other internet personalities and content creators. So I'm grateful to her for that. What's up, Brittany? Tell us about yourself, how you stumbled upon the Eliza Bleu situation.
Well, first I want to say that I appreciate you and especially that you're giving definitions right now, because that's been one of my biggest struggles is figuring out what words even mean anymore. We don't know what human trafficking exactly means. We don't know what fair use means. We don't know what a lot of these concepts mean. Consent, privacy. So I love that you had definitions pulled up on the screen, because for me, that was always my goal in this. And, coming from a media perspective, I definitely want to know what fair use means. And if we change it, we need to send out like a mass PSA, because we're all kind of tied to those industry standards. And there's also industry standards, right, for anyone creating content, but also the adult industries, people who make music videos, people who host them, people who contract entertainment professionals. So kind of this revoking of consent is a big deal for industry standards as well. So I just want to commend you for letting us all know what definitions are.
That's a really good point, Brittany. Like, yeah! Oh, God. Thank you. We got another donation from Anonymous for $20. Thank you, Anonymous. That's a really good point, Brittany, because it seems like just mostly us internet folk are aware of this issue. But if you are someone who is, say, producing music? I mean, are people still doing music videos? Surely they are. Yeehaw! We got another donation from Signor Nasundo for $5.
Well, it doesn't
Thank you.
even matter if they currently are. If they made a music video 10 years ago, you know,
Yeah.
that's apparently applicable.
Right. So can anybody, if they feel offended or they feel regretful of a past music video or anything that they've done, can they suddenly just yeehaw? Thank you to Anonymous. Wait, we already did Anonymous.
That's another one.
Don't make me yeehaw unless you have
No, that's a new one.
a new Anonymous. Thank you, Anonymous, again for the $5. You know what I feel like right now when you go to Stu Leonard's and you walk through and you're shopping and the little kids push a button and like, you know, buy the bananas and it goes Chaquita banana and it like interrupts everything that everyone's doing. Yeah. Oh, Rico 92 donated $20 to the Polaris Project. Thank you, Rico. Okay. The point is you shouldn't be able to just suddenly decide. There's a serious loophole. This is such a huge example of people taking advantage of Me Too, taking advantage of real sex trafficking, real victims. Yeah, Anonymous donated $20. Thank you, Anonymous.
I think the comedic relief is important in between, you know, technical definitions. So this is a good format to me.
Oh my God. The cowbell. I'm gonna lose it.
More cowbell.
Can anybody just take back at any time? You know, Eliza was paid for the music video. She's fully signed to do the music video. Yeehaw! Thank you, Anonymous, again. Anonymous just wants to hear me yeehaw tonight. Thank you for the $5. Maybe I'll alternate yeehaws with moos. This is just setting a very bad precedent, and this story.
This is fun.
I'm glad you're having fun. I was just like, I can't see Brittany's face. I don't know if she's losing patience with me or not. Yeah. Notice Anonymous donated $5 and then $5 again.
I'm generally pretty good humored because I think it's a survival skill, and I think you're a funny person, so you would understand that. So, you know,
Thank you,
comedic
Brittany.
relief is so necessary. So I'm loving this. And I just want to say that Candace Owens' piece I think that was her point when she was kind of talking about the revoked consent, even though it was kind of a hard-hitting spot. I think she was trying to make a point in there about this retroactive. And what we've done is we've given Eliza a special class. And then is it even based on anything that we can point to in specific? I mean, is there a foundation that she gets to change fair use and she gets to interfere with other people's livelihoods based on a whim, if you will?
Yeah. And for anybody who is, oh my fucking God, thank you, Libby, for donating $20. I wonder if that's Libby Emmons. I can't really see. All I can see is the private chat. But thank you, Libby. I should have practiced my moves before today. Richard Krasowski donated $20. Thank you, Richard. For anyone who hasn't seen, Candace Owens released yesterday a 33-minute video called Who is Eliza Bleu? This is pretty okay. We're up to 98K views already, which is pretty decent. I'm sure it'll get a lot more because Candace has like 1.36 million subs on YouTube. Pretty savage takedown of the Eliza Bleu situation. She's saying things like, yeah, why don't you just get a job? There's a special place in hell for women like you who lie about this sort of thing. She really takes it through. She really focuses on, yeah, this is a girl who very much tried to be famous. It was her goal for well over a decade. And she's just sort of like putting all the pieces together and being like, okay, this is what it looks like, you know, you were trying to do here. The Gucci Tooch. I'm so happy she included the Gucci Tooch. This is when Tyra Banks trafficked her to the Steve Harvey show. But it was great. You saw a lot of people don't like Candace, and a lot of people are like, oh, you're kissing Candace's ass. She's thank you, Shane Brown.
I wouldn't, and I haven't told the story the way that Candace did. So I do understand some level of criticism for it, but I think people wanted to see the conservative media care about censorship and care about this story. So Candace did it her way, but I can't say that's exactly what I would do. And I think history would show that that's not my intention, because it was a lot of not positive speculation about her intentions and her history.
Yeah. Yeah, she's definitely like putting her opinion out there, and some people say, oh, she got a couple of her facts wrong. Yeehaw! Thank you, R. James, for the $20. And
I
Shane
think
Brown.
it is a hard story to cover, though. And, you know, if you're part of the internet community, and maybe specifically the YouTube community, like there could be encyclopedias on the history of how personalities have interacted and what their content and things. So it is hard because it gets into the weeds fast, and people don't like to be messy in this way. They don't want to shame people. They don't want to bring up your MySpace. Like, it's not what we normally do, but it's relevant to kind of the basis is that this is a very, very special person who's untouchable at this point. And so they're trying to impeach that by going over her past and what really happened that gave you this special status.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely is. And even the article that Shane Cashman did focused more on taking down the YouTubers and judging us and calling us digital cannibals. Thank you to Jen and Nenny Hobbs for the $5 donation, and R. James for the $20. Yeah, Shane was really like judging YouTubers and calling us horrible names just because we're researching.
And
Oh
I
my
saw
God.
Candace's piece as almost a rebuttal to the Cashman saga. So in the same vein, he said
God,
things that I maybe aren't journalistic. Is digital cannibals a journalistic term for people that you didn't allow to comment?
Oh my God, Frank, what the fuck?
You gotta read it.
I didn't think there would be so many. Hold on. Anonymous donated $5. Are you going to keep ringing the cowbell until I read it?
Yes.
I think one time is sufficient. This is a serious guest I have, Frank. All right. The cowbell.
We can change the cowbell rules. Like, depending on the denomination is how many times it rings.
$20 it gets a bell.
$20 gets a bell? Okay, that's fair.
We're
Okay.
rewriting rules all the time. I don't see why we just
like
can't.
Eliza. We're redefining what sex trafficking means. Now it's digital.
And in the Cashman piece, she said it was for any type of commerce, sexual commerce. And of course, I live in Nevada where we have brothels. And not just brothels, we have cam studios and we have live entertainment. So she's redefined an entire industry of my state that comprises of tens of thousands of people. And it's all sex trafficking now.
Serenic. Hey, Joe's donated $50. Oh my God, stop that fucking cowbell. I'm really gonna.
You said $20 enough, right?
I know, but you keep doing it. Let's do it once.
Okay.
So, right in Nevada there. So, oh my God. Thank you, P. Peach, for the $20. Yeehaw.
Do you guys know the more cowbell reference with Blue Oyster Cult and like I think
Yes.
it was okay. I'm just wanted to make sure I wasn't the only one feeling that way. So I gotta tell you, I saw Blue Oyster Cult and we met the cowbell player and he like threw his like singular drumstick and my sister caught it and she's never caught anything in her life, but she caught this and it had his phone number on it and we had a beer with him. So the more
Wow.
cowbell thing is so personal to me because I know the once cowbell player. I don't know.
Takes you back to a happy memory. Whereas for me, every time I hear a cowbell now after tonight, I'm going to get angry. Thank you, Anonymous, for donating $20. Wonder if Anonymous is Elon Musk and he's just dripping out little by little money to make me moo.
Either that or a PR firm.
It's the PR firm. So, Brittany, you wrote a great piece on Red State. And
I should probably say it's retracted because we keep referencing
Okay.
it, but let's be fair to what happened and then we won't dig at it. But there was a retraction.
Yeah, no one's blaming you at all. Like I read the article when it came out. I thought you did a great job. And I'm sure it was like totally out of your hands.
So the editorial note on there just says they had editorial concerns, and that's kind of the end of the story. And there's people made up conspiracies. Imagine that we were threatened and that this has to do with political pull and anything, and it doesn't. That's very truthful. They had concerns. That's a truthful statement on their part. So I will say that.
Okay. So just like, so when it's pulled down for those type of reasons, that could just mean like what, like a date was off or a detail was off, or
No, they
more
had
like,
editorial concerns. And I mean, I
okay.
can't speak for them and I can't
Yeah.
speak to it, but I will just say that I feel that that's genuine and not really a euphemism. And if you see how media hasn't really touched the story, it's because it's sticky. And now I'm opining, but there are reasons, obviously, that this is a hard story to tell.
Yeah, I think it's why so many people didn't want to go near it, still don't want to go near it. Nobody wants to be the person to say you're not a real victim, because this is a subject where it's already, even if it legitimately happens, it's very hard to prove and
Well,
hard
yeah,
to
and the only thing
report,
I
I guess.
said is that there was questions about our timeline, and so I was really on the censorship beat because we've talked about censorship a lot. The Twitter files is an example of that. So it's not a new concept, to tell a censorship story, if you will.
Yeah, and that was and is the most important aspect of this story, is the censorship part of it. And how did someone get to a point where they had so much power that they could rewrite the rules of Think Before You Sleep donated $5, and he claims he also donated 20. Thank you, Sean. Thank you for the donation. Oh, and Frank gets a yeehaw. Thanks for donating. Oh no, that's anonymous again. $20. Every time I moo, I get distracted. So, how did you feel when the story had to get retracted?
Well, that's
common?
not fun. How you would imagine I felt. Like, I was trying to I don't know, that I was trying to do something and was unsuccessful in being able to. So yeah, it's a little deflating. And of course, you just want to do your job good and then make people think that you're doing a good job. And so when there's a question in that, it doesn't feel good. And
Yeah.
You have people at the same time so happy that their story is being told. These little accounts, you have a big platform, but indiscriminately, people who have smaller accounts feel like they don't have as much support. They can't be seen. And so this is an injustice happening to them, but no one will talk on their behalf. So, there was a lot of appreciation for the effort.
And so how do you feel, like, a lot of time has gone by since you've covered it now? The Daily Beast covered it, and Candace Owens has covered it. Blair White has done a video on it. I think Lauren Chen. So a lot more prominent, YouTubers with much bigger followings.
And I think from a standpoint of a writer, I will just say, I don't want to pat myself on the back, but I'm like, they're telling the story wrong.
I'll do it. Pat.
And so for me, the Daily Beast took a swipe at Elon. And that's the only reason that publication, in my view, maybe, and I'm glad they ran the story. And they had good interviews. I don't want to tarnish it, but I think the angle obviously wasn't the one I was going for. And so the Cashman piece reads like, oh gosh, it's this. So I felt that I was, kind of on the beat, like what was relevant. And this is the only way that you can tell the story and kind of be fair, is to like, hey, there's censorship involved in it. We're talking about fair use and these concepts. So I think at the same time, I'm grateful that there's interest. And then I'm also frustrated going, why are they telling the story this way? So it's been hard in that regard, I guess.
Thank you, Rob, for the $20. Moo. Thank you. Good night, Mister, for the $50. Yeehaw! Yeah, I mean, that was disappointing to see the Daily Beast take a swipe at Elon, and a lot of people, like, I'm sure didn't even want to read the article or acknowledge it at first because Daily Beast is a leftist publication, and even like fellow content creators being like, "Fuck the Daily Beast," they talk shit about X, Y, and Z person that I know. Thank you, Anonymous, for the $50. Moo for you. So
They did a good job of impeaching her credibility. Like, we have to give credit where credit's due. And so there was some good interviews with people who had information that was pertinent. So, I mean, I kind of commend them for it. But we also know what their angle was.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like we're really not here to make Elon look bad. It's like if she did have some kind of personal relationship with him, I mean, she had a direct line to him on the topic of sex trafficking. So it's like, yeah, do we really think she only talked to him about sex trafficking? Boo! Thank you, Krusty Moko, for the $20.
But Elon is among the most busiest people on the planet, and if you really understand how his mind works, he's an ideas guy. And he's thinking about rocket ships, and he's thinking about, so to think that he gave her, like, they're cutting it up in his spare time, I don't think so. That guy has like 10 kids if he has spare time, so
yeah, they're
I don't
definitely
think
not
they
like
were that
sending each
close.
other memes or chit-chatting.
Yeah, I think he stays very busy just intellectually, and he's such a blessing for that. I really like the idea that we're living in this time with somebody who's like, hey, we could take humanity to Mars. And I'm like, cool, because I'm ready to go. So I love Elon. And I know he's a controversial figure, but I think people just don't understand him as far as, he came out on SNL and he said he had Asperger's. And that explains so much about his mind and maybe his brilliance. So you have to appreciate people for who they are, not what you want them to be. They want him to solve world hunger. They want him to do these things. And he's like gifted the way he's gifted. So let him fulfill his destiny and his highest contribution. So that's my opinion.
That's a really good point, Brittany. I think we look at, oh, fuck. Moo! Thank you, Anonymous, for the $20. I think we look at people either in power or that are rich or have big platforms, and we almost like put what we want on them. Wring your neck. Yeehaw! Thank you, Mark Zart, for the $20. I think we put what we wish they would do or what we think the best case scenario of how they would act on them. And I think that's part of why a lot of people got really mad at Tim Pool, because they're like, oh, why can't you cover this the way we want you to cover it? Or why can't you see when we could see what the hell was going on? And it's like, dude, we had no idea what information he was getting or not getting, and he kind of reacted emotionally to his audience being like, hey, you kind of insulted us. Like, what the fuck? And then he got wrapped. I mean, nobody's perfect. He clearly doesn't like being told what to do. He dug his heels in at first, but then he realized, oh, this is unavoidable. I already did Anonymous.
That's another one.
Well, it's not in the chat.
Yes, it is.
I did Mark Zart and then I did Anonymous.
You didn't do that second Anonymous.
Yeah, yes, I did. Yeehaw! Thank you, Anonymous, for the $20.
So I think no matter who you are, whether you're a YouTube creator or you're even someone like me in the media, or you have a small business, you can't take for granted your customers or your audience. And if you're Eliza Bleu, everybody in this situation can learn at least that lesson. And I think it caused a lot of issues when you get too big, for humility. And so I think we saw that on display here. I just wanted to say that much because, Tim Pool also had Shane Cashman working on this piece at the same time. He's like, this isn't a story. And then they've already released the first part. And then he comes out and says, this is a PR bot thing. And it's like, you can't spin conspiracy theories at the same time your media company is trying to do a journalistic piece. So it was always bizarre the way that he handled it. But yeah, no matter who you are, you need to appreciate the people who put you in the position to thrive. And that's your audience.
Yeah, you never want to get to a point like, again, no one is perfect. Even the smartest person, even Elon Musk is able to receive criticism, I would think. Ooh, thank you, Anonymous, for the $20. Is this the same Anonymous or these are different Anonymouses?
Probably all different.
Okay. I get distracted every time I have to move. Oh my God, Mike Harlow is here.
What is on your head?
It's a cow hat because this is Eliza Bleu a LOLCOW debate. Yeehaw! Thank you, Rob, for the $20.
Sorry, I'm just getting here. I was trafficked by Uber.
It's okay. Are you fucking kidding? Yeehaw! Thank you, Brittany Venti, for the $20. Wow, very generous of Brittany on her birthday weekend. I was just talking to Brutal Brittany here, who wrote the piece for Red State, which was like the first publication to cover this Eliza Bleu censorship issue. So she gets max props and respect. And she didn't cover it just to shit on Elon Musk like the Daily Beast did, but everyone's trying their best.
That's the one you got
Hello,
taken
Mike.
down, right?
It
Yeah.
was
Thank you.
redacted.
Yes, it was
Different.
redacted.
Redacted, right.
What's redacted about it?
I can't keep speaking to that. The editors have made their statement. They had editorial
Yeah.
concerns, and I keep telling everyone that's a very genuine statement on their part. And if you just look around at the other media, there's must be editorial concerns circulating because a lot of people feel that way. So I don't even condemn them for their decision. It just was their decision.
Yeah.
Most
Go for
people
your
like
career.
read it and
Hey,
saw it
Brittany.
anyway. What's up, Venti?
Hi, Brittany Venti.
Yeehaw. We are raising money tonight for the Polaris Project. Your donation goes directly to the Polaris Project. Let's remind the people what the Polaris Project does. How to recognize sex trafficking. I wonder if it involves somebody in a music video. Sex trafficking is not something you can see happening across a crowded room. It is not a crime that occurs in an instant like a kidnapping or a carjacking that a bystander can witness and report. In fact, many people in active sex trafficking situations do not recognize themselves as being victims because they have been expertly groomed by a trafficker to believe they have chosen to participate in commercial sex. Understanding how sex trafficking really works can help families and communities to recognize vulnerable people before they become victims and provide survivors with the support they need to break, heal, and move on with their lives. Ooh. Myth. Only women and girls can be victims of sex trafficking. Reality. Men and boys are also victimized by sex trafficking. LGBTQ boys and young men are seen as particularly vulnerable to trafficking. Oh my God. Thank you, Magic Squid. Move for the $20. Let's learn more about sex trafficking. Myth. All commercial sex is human trafficking. Reality. All commercial sex involving a minor is legally considered human trafficking. Commercial sex involving an adult is human trafficking if the person providing commercial sex is doing so against his or her will. As a result of forced fraud coercion. I learned forced fraud coercion from Eliza.
Well, that definition runs contrary to what she presented in the first Cashman piece. So that definition doesn't match hers because she said all commercial sex is human trafficking.
Oh, but it's not.
And definitely not in Nevada because we have brothels. So
yeah. Myth.
I mean, by the definition that she's brought it to now, we've all been trafficked 1,000 times over.
Yeah, we're all trafficking victims. People in active trafficking situations always want help getting out. Every trafficking situation is unique, and self-identification as a trafficking victim or survivor happens along in a continuum. Fear, isolation, guilt, shame, misplaced loyalty, and expert manipulation are among the many factors that keep a person from seeking help or identifying as a victim, even if they are, in fact, being actually trafficked. I mean, that kind of did sound like some of the things Eliza said, but again, she probably read this website. Moo! Thank you, Drug 3PO, for the $20. I feel like such a cheap, I feel like I work at Stu Leonard's with the amount of moos that I have to do tonight. We have another special VIP guest coming in. He's one of the linchpins of this whole story here. The Defango.
Oh, hi. How's it going, y'all?
It's going good. I want to play a special entry song for Defango.
I like this song so much. It's a Q-tip.
Oh, stop it!
Where's
Where's
that
a good
cowbell coming from? That's a real cowbell. I can tell.
Bearded Mountain donated $20. Thank you, Bearded Mountain.
Are you a lolcow?
Well, I just happen to have this hat. This stream we're debating if Eliza has reached lolcow status.
I think that she might have. I mean, a little birdie told me in my web browser when I went to this URL that I had already seen a page for her on a certain website that lists these types of cows.
Hey guys.
Really? What's up, Venti? My God, this is so star-studded already. Okay, Venti is here. Defango is here. Venti, do you think Eliza Bleu has reached lolcow status? Yes or no, and why?
Yes, because a lolcow typically has a few symptoms in common, which is usually some form of narcissism, lack of self-awareness, and then also doubling down when they get angry. So like that string of tweets she did yesterday of her having a meltdown, that's very lolcow of her. And she also has that ooh, I'm so modest thing going. A lot of female lolcows do that. The ooh, it's like an inauthentic form of modesty or cuteness or whatever they're doing. So it's like, I'm on my old phone to help victims. Ooh, aren't I so humble? So definitely lolcow status.
Interesting. And I'm going to pull up this tweet from Frank. He noticed an interesting parallel. Guys, Shane definitely did not write his piece to run cover for Eliza. He has integrity as a whoopsie. Here's a lie. Oh, shot. This is Eliza tweeting yesterday at 2:44 p.m. I need brave men to stand up for me right now, please. I'm begging you. So that was at 2:44 p.m. yesterday. Chaser. Wow, literally 3:12. So half hour later, Shane drops his piece. Rumor dropped his piece early, maybe because he heard, maybe because he saw the bat signal. Except the bat signal, instead of a bat, it was an ass twerking in the desert.
The
Chaser.
simp signal.
Part 3: How to survive a psyop and puff piece. And
I spoke to him this morning.
Men? Why strong men?
Because she knows how to manipulate men. She has transferable skills from hooking and
coward.
Okay, but like let's talk about that part. Because her alleged traffickers are men. The musician is a man, the athlete is a man, the photographer is a man, her customer is a man, the person who shot the world star video is a man, the person who commissioned it's a man, but now women shut up, right?
Yeah, that's a great point.
That is a great point. You know, I talked to Shane Cashman this morning.
What?
He called me frantically about 4 times from like 7 a.m. this morning.
Did you know he was going to call you?
Well.
Did you get a heads up?
So last night I spoke to Cassandra from Tim Cast because I tweeted out at Tim and them that somebody needed to contact me about this because this isn't cool. And me and Cassandra actually discussed my history because she does know me, because she appears in documentation for Shadowbox and in the same stuff that, you know, Shane actually wrote his article about. She appears in that stuff too because she was also associated with Ed Butowski during the Seth Rich conspiracy. So I had to explain to him that the stuff that he's trying to say that I was involved with he was basically saying it the wrong way, because I whistle blew on all of that stuff. I released all of that stuff in the first place to show everybody what these guys were trying to get me into. And then in turn, that's what actually got the Seth Rich lawsuit started in the first place, because the lawyers saw blood when they saw that information that I released myself publicly at my own peril because I wanted to stop these crazy people. So like I had to explain to him, you know, the backstory on that. And apparently a friend of Cassandra has also fallen victim to this group, the Cicada 3301 group, but via something called the Friend. And she was asking me about that and trying to figure out, because all of a sudden she's starting to see the overlap. And she was not actually the editor on that piece. It was a different person. She wanted to separate herself from it because she figured people would be trolling her irregardless. So she wanted to lessen that moment. But apparently, yeah, she knows me, so like she knows that basically everything that they said is 100% untrue, and she basically was like, you need to freaking call this dude in the morning. And yes, he did. We spoke for a few hours, and I mean, I feel like it was pretty
Hours.
decent.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel like it was a pretty decent conversation, and he said he's going to be releasing another parts of the piece, but he did not indicate that he was going to be taking that piece down, which is a problem for me still. So, you know, I might still have to go legal or
Is it
something.
because it basically is libelous of you? Is it basically like it's alluding to you 100%, basically what, blaming you for what, the bot accounts, the attacks, the threats on everybody's life and family that apparently Timcast has their crew has been experiencing? So it seems like they're directly placing that blame on you personally without having to say your name.
Exactly. But
Right.
the thing is Shane did an interview the day before he released that article where they specifically named me. He says that he was covering the next article and it would be about me. So, like, even in the court of law or whatever, I got it dead to rights, even better than Johnny Depp had it. Because it's like none of this stuff is true. I whistle blew on all that stuff. I'm not in control of any bot accounts or anything like that. I barely have, you know, YouTube subscribers. It is. I've been growing, which is great. But, you know, like I'm not in any delusions that any of this stuff could be possibly true. It's very funny. But, you know, the only two things in there that were reality were the fact that the shadow box stuff was stuff that I released and I was involved in, apparently, and me starting the QAnon conspiracy, which appeared in documentaries.
Wow, you started it all by yourself?
Yeah, well, I came up with the idea for it. I worked
Wow.
on it with a team of people that are at a DEF CON, actually, with the group of whistleblowers, and eventually we came together to figure out how we were going to get this thing done. We selected some people to actually go forward with the operation, and then that's when I separated myself from it. But overall, the entire op, the way that it was handled, why it was on 4chan, was us utilizing the internet to track disinformation, utilizing some advanced tools that the government was basically creating for a company called IARPA. You know, it's part of the government. It's like DARPA, but the other side of it, it was a specific project called Create, where we were using these government tools that use artificial intelligence and other things to track how disinformation spreads on the internet, and also latently kind of how to train an AI to identify that shit.
Talking. Ms. Ray,
So-
thank you for the $20.
That's another thing that, you know, like I was involved in a long time ago. Some people don't want to believe it. That's fine. They don't have to. My OPSEC was good. I've never gotten in trouble for it. I probably never will. So, you know, who's dumb around here? At the end of the day, I think that's why a lot of people were going to put me into this position. You know, I kind of already predicted this. I was saying it when I was first on your show, trying to be pretty plain about it on the Simcast. Although most people didn't really like try to understand what I'm saying. So I believe that there's probably going to be a lot of motion coming from this in the future. I just want to make sure that I give them a chance to correct it before, you know, I go wasting any money, a bunch of money I don't have.
Well, it sounds like he's accusing you of actual crimes too.
Yeah, they're accusing me of crimes, drugging people. Apparently, I have a fleet of black SUVs.
Okay, I have a question.
Thank you, Coops Girl, for the $50.
I have a question. So when you said Cassandra was involved with it, the exact gang stalking he's talking about with you, doesn't that mean that she was? You're saying she tried to get you involved with what Shane is accusing you of? Like she tried to get other people involved, or am I misunderstanding?
I think you're misunderstanding it. So Cassandra was talking with Ed Batowski. They had done an interview for Real Big Politics when he was coming out with his like Seth Rich conspiracy that Cy Hirsch told him, and Alan Ratner told him that Seth Rich had died because of leaking the emails or whatever to WikiLeaks. And those were the two people that came up with that conspiracy. Cassandra was apparently connected with that interview through Thomas Schoenberger, this guy that I had like met through solving this Cicada 3301 puzzle. And he was all wrapped up with all of these people, basically like the middleman in between all these people getting the interviews and stuff. So Cassandra herself actually has had history with this guy through WikiLeaks, and she was just kind of not paying attention to a lot of this stuff. And then now that one of her friends is being affected in the same way that I was, they're starting to kind of like see the picture, because it's really insane if you think about it. Like, no, it's kind of hard to believe and follow all of it. But if you do, then you start to say, wow, there's actually guys out there that are feeding disinformation to YouTube channels and stuff. And they're like the CIA, but they're not. They're just a bunch of criminals trying to get people to commit suicide, steal money, and, you know, profit, basically.
Oh, yeah. I had someone, thank you, Furious Funeral, for the $20. I had somebody who has been, and I just noticed this maybe the other day, a day or two ago. Oh, my fucking God, Frank. No. Thank you, Torgo the White, for the $20. I noticed the other day there's been a person emailing me 3 to 4 times a day, every fucking day, sometimes 5 times a day, every single day since January 31st, like trying to, you know what I mean, like send stuff that they clearly want me to mention or talk about. And it's like, it's really annoying. And again, like these were all going into my spam, so I didn't even see them till the other day. And it's just I've never experienced that before, so that was very strange, because it's like, oh yeah, of course my email address is public, people can find it, but I just wasn't expecting to be like inundated.
Can I just say that I'm grateful to Defango for making those clarifications, because I think we all have something in our past similar to Eliza, even that could be drug up. And if you're going to tell the story, tell the damn story. So I told Chrissie earlier, I released a little podcast of my own story. So I appreciate when people actually tell the story.
Where can people listen to that, Brittany? Is that on your...
It's pinned on my Twitter. Yeah, and
Okay.
it's a fascinating story. It's 2 hours long, but like I said, if you're going to tell it, tell it.
Wait, are you back on Twitter, or was that an old one?
This is Brutal Brittany, so my Twitter's fine.
Yeah, this is a different Brittany. It's a different Brittany. There's more than one Brittany, Mike.
I'm over here.
There's more than one Brittany in the world.
No, I'm still off of Twitter.
There
it is.
Is
Her pinned tweet. I either tell the story or die with it. This is my life. Though it's what was done to me, a slapstick tragedy told by the only person who could tell it. They call me brutal for brutal honesty. Check it out. I'm gonna retweet that shit.
Oh,
even though I haven't read it yet.
I thought that was because you were in like heavy metal.
No, my dad called me that when I was little because I don't know. I just had a way of cutting people down with words. So he was just like, oh, this kid's brutal. You know, it's not really about violence. It's about me being honest and people reacting to that.
Still cool.
Still cool. Let's see. Leanne, do you think Eliza Bleu has reached LOLCOW status?
Yeah. I'm not really sure what a LOLCOW is completely, though. What does that
Let me
mean?
bring up
Just
the
like a
definition for
clown?
you.
Yeah, is she too
Kind of
thin
like
to
a
be a
clown.
lolcow? That's my only question.
It
It's
doesn't matter
actually,
how thick you are.
Listen, Mike, she was a size 8 when she did the World Star hip hop video on the Red Dragon camera.
That's thin.
I saw that Red Dragon camera and I almost pissed myself because I was like,
Flapping.
A LOLCOW phenomena usually observed on forums and or image boards. A person, most often someone who tries to look exceedingly knowledgeable in the topic discussed, is being flamed and trolled to the point where they can no longer present sane arguments that will fit their level, but they are too proud to quit.
Yes, that's her. That is yes. That is, yeah.
This produces a considerable amount of lulls and win for which the said person can be milked until they finally give up or drop dead. But we don't want that. We just want her to give up.
When I first saw her tweets yesterday, I saw somebody post a screen cap of them. I thought it was photoshopped. I was like, that cannot be real. Just the idea of, and okay, maybe in her mind she has some point or whatever, but just the idea for any person on this earth who has been the victim of any sort of assault or abuse to say, I'm thinking of changing my story.
Oh,
so
I know.
declaratively. Like, that tells me everything I need to know.
It's like you're not supposed to. So, oh my goodness, this is an Eliza Bleu parody by our very own Mikey Harlow here. I have not seen this yet. What did you just drop this tonight?
Yeah, it's long. You don't know.
All right. Well,
Peace Theatre is proud to present
ooh.
Timcast LOL.
Uh-oh.
Welcome to Timcast, coming to you live from the battleground of the Civil War, where we are its last soldiers.
It looks real.
I can literally hear the bombs bursting in air.
It looks like he's
We'll
coming
talk
out of the
about
table.
that. Smash that like button. Tonight, our guest is noted free speech activist and sex trafficking survivor, Eliza Bleu. Yeah, how are you?
You agree to these personal questions. I cannot comment on that.
Oh my God.
You're really pretty, Eliza Bleu.
I'm gonna object to this abusive line of questioning.
That's fair. I see your point, but I want to talk about your social media work. So, what exactly is your role at Twitter?
I mostly do under the desk work.
Right, and that makes sense. But I guess some people or bots have questions.
Let me tell you something. Eliza Bleu did not get to where Eliza Bleu is by being a fool. Eliza Bleu lots of people, and that's why it's called a job.
Right, but so what is your job exactly?
I'm a survivor, Timothy. I help survivors. Now let me unpack that for you. My survivors pay me a nominal fee, and if they can find 300 other women to say that they was trafficked, they get a little percent of my fee. So everybody wins, and it's shaped like a
pyramid.
Exactly, Tim. You're so chiseled and handsome. I'm single.
That makes sense. I see your point.
I also want to mention to all the survivors and aspiring survivors who are watching this program, call this hotline. The number is 122 Eliza Bleu.
And that makes sense. I see your point. So, what exactly is your life like right now, Eliza?
Tim, I come here tonight, beautiful but broken, beaten but not battered, shaken but not stirred.
Why?
I have spent the last week in captivity. I was trafficked for the 17th time this year.
And I believe we have a video from your trafficker. You sent us this video. You said that your trafficker had a statement. He wanted to come clean. And that makes sense. I have no questions.
Yes, my trafficker has to remain anonymous for legal reasons. But he had a statement that he wanted to make. If you can play the tape.
Great. Play the tape.
I trafficked Eliza Bleu. I did it because she is so beautiful and so very youthful too. She does not look a day over 42.
You look like
that is why I offered her $250,000 for her sex. Eliza Bleu is a survivor, and we need to give her lots of money. Wow, those are some powerful words.
That's a good point. Makes sense. I have no questions.
What's
the
chat saying?
What chat? I don't know what you're talking about. I see nothing.
That's exactly what Gerard Way said when I struck him.
Right. So, Eliza, I think people wanted to hear this from you directly. Can you tell us your harrowing story of human trafficking?
Oh, goodness gracious. I don't know if I could relive it again.
And that's fair. I see your point.
I am ready to speak my truth.
That's great.
I was taken at 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time this afternoon. My abusers, they put me into a long tube in the sky. And this tube, it had wings. And so they trafficked me into that sky container in confinement. But I survived.
That's not trafficking. That was your flight here.
well, then they took me to their warehouse, and there was all fluorescent lighting, and they forced me to pick from a variety of different lunch meat options.
That's not trafficking. That's ordering a sandwich. Producers took you out to lunch.
Yes, but okay, let me break it down for you, because then I got a phone call from these men and they said that they was from the government. And so they called me on the telephone and they said that they had my little daughter in captivity, in trafficking. So I had to go and fly in the sky tube to Paris and use my skills as a survivor to rescue her from that captivity.
That's the plot of the movie Taken.
Eliza Bleu story, and I am suing them.
Makes sense. I see where you're coming from. So can you tell us the story of your most recent trafficking? What happened?
I was walking through a pit of tar, and there was this little man there. He was my abuser, and he had all yellow lights. And then he held his hand up to me to say, like stop. He was silencing me. And then he had all red lights. He shape-shifted. Now, if you can put this man's picture on the screen, this was my trafficker.
That is a stoplight. That's not trafficking. That's crossing the street.
No, I was sitting in my car a long time.
Yeah, that's not trafficking. That's just traffic.
Want to see my ass?
You're gonna accuse me of trafficking, aren't you?
Possibly.
Yay! Oh my God, Mikey! I always depend on the kindness of strangers.
That's on my YouTube. I'm like trying to get good at YouTube, like you guys. I suck at YouTube, so y'all go to my channel. It's just my name.
Thank you, Ghost Crusaders, for the $20. Everything is going to the Polaris Project. Welcome, Haley Kennington.
Hi. Hey guys, how are you?
Oh my gosh, we were just loving this Mike Harlow sketch. That's so great. I was thinking of doing an Eliza Bleu character, but I almost don't want. I don't know if I can top that, Mikey. That was pretty good.
Oh my God, that's an honor. Thank you.
Chrissy, you could take your frost wig and cut it.
Yeah, I could repurpose the frost wig. Moo! Thank you, Anonymous, for the $20. So, Haley, can you answer me this question? Is Eliza Bleu a lol cow? Yes or no, and why?
Yeah, I think she's made herself a lol cow for sure. Yeah, she's I feel like she's had every opportunity to, reevaluate the situation maybe and take some different steps, but yeah, I think she has. Do you guys?
Not that much time, only like 3 weeks or something. Yeah.
Yeah, she speed ran that, to be honest.
Speed ran it? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I felt sorry for her a while ago, but now she just keeps doubling down, and I'm just like, okay, I can't feel sorry for you now.
Wow, we raised $1,000. That's enough to pay for what? The $900 that was given to her from Mika the Mason in Massapequa. Say that 5 times fast. And the $93 from Hotep Jesus. Yes, the super chats she demanded from Hotep Jesus. We can pay that forward to the Polaris.
She demanded a $300 super chat.
She demanded half of Hotep Jesus super chats.
Yeah, she twisted his arm live. Was like, "You're gonna give those to me, right?" He was like, "Oh yeah, okay, I'll give it to Trafficking." She's like, "No, I meant me." Aha, aha. And then he's like, "Oh, okay."
It's like, me, I'm a victim. Give it to me. I don't have Wi-Fi.
What do you think she did with the $93?
Got her nails did.
Yeah.
Hair dye.
I could pay for nails. Maybe
the fancy ones. We have to do the handmade art.
And that's the thing. If you're gonna steal money, don't make it so. Don't appear. Don't have a look that is obviously requiring a lot of money to upkeep.
Because blonde hair is expensive. You have to do it over the course of several sessions. If you have longer hair, it's hard to keep it that shade she has it, where it's that cool tone. because
Yeah,
it
I
gets very
tried. It
grassy.
is really hard. It
The
costs a
roots
lot. It
show up
costs me
right away, like
thousands
every
of
couple
dollars
weeks.
to do that.
It's a pain
I
in
mean,
the
my hair
ass.
is longer, but it's a lot of money to do that shit to your hair.
So Haley thinks yes. Mike Harlow, do you think Eliza Bleu has reached LOLCOW status?
Yes. Does anyone not? Like, those tweets were just next level. I can't get over that. I'm considering changing my story, and I have now been raped by the entire internet. And they keep using that word too. It's like words just have no
What music
meaning.
is that? Who's
What's
playing
up?
music? Okay.
Someone
Were
playing
you just
slow
digitally
jams?
raped?
Were we just digitally
Oh,
harassed?
sorry, that's my alerts from my stream. That's my bad.
Oh, I was like, is someone playing like
We've all
R&B?
been trafficked by his music.
Whenever somebody subscribes or whatever,
Oh,
it's
okay.
making that noise, and I forgot
Oh.
that I had the audio routed. My bad.
Okay, cool. This is interesting. I never saw this going to a place where like someone might have to sue Shane over what he wrote. Like I did not expect that.
Mm-mm.
We knew it was going to be bad, but not like that bad.
I have a
what-
question though. Why would he not reach out to Defango if he laid it out. We know that, it's like you've been saying that it looks like you have a defamation case. Everybody knew who he was talking about and knew that they were going to know who he was talking about. So I'm really curious as to why he didn't reach out to him. And I'm also curious, considering what he was saying about Cassandra, as far as getting people on the show and stuff. And if she knew Defango, why didn't she speak up and say something? I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of clouded. I don't understand why nobody said, hey, we're getting ready to do this. I mean, did somebody read it first before they put it out? Or I don't understand why nobody stopped and said, wait a minute, had you asked him anything?
Well, a real journalist would do that, and which he is not. So he learned his lesson. This is why you reach out to both sides.
Wouldn't you want that? That would prove your case.
He was told to reach out to you, Venti, me, Quartering. He was told to reach out to basically everyone involved, and he just thought, no, fuck that.
But didn't he say in part 2 that he was going to, or was that part 3? Didn't he say that he was going to reach out to everybody that got suspended and banned?
I have not been reached out to.
He was supposed to, but
okay. Yeah,
just didn't reach out to anybody because he figured, oh, I'm getting harassed now, so fuck that. Moo! Thank you, Good Music, for the $20. Agent Zero, yee-ho! Thank you for the $20. Wow, I feel like I'm working at a Stu Leonard's.
Oh my god!
Working hard though.
I mean, we're all sort of in the public eye. We've all gotten threats and harassment, and it's like, why would you let that keep you from doing your job?
Yeah, I know. You can't be on the internet at all then. Like, what do you mean? Who cares?
Well, and it was anticipated too, right? There was a build-up and everybody was looking and everybody was watching, and is it there yet?
Thank you, Ronan, for the $40. That deserves another moo from me.
Just more unearned infamy for me. That's all. It's fine.
Are you feeling upset about this, Defango? I feel like I would be upset.
Well, it's not the first time this exact thing has come out and been used against me. So, I mean, I could be upset about it, but that's just the wrong way of dealing with this type of situation. I think the more apt approach was me directly contacting and requesting contact from somebody that I knew within Timcast, because I could have pulled that card anytime, just like I could have pulled the Twitter card at any time. But I decided to pull those cards when I did because it seemed to meet the day. I got my original Twitter account back, and then now I'm going to get the other one back too. But it's all based on what I feel is happening in the near future with the situation. I knew this was going to happen with Tim pulling the gang. Like I called it since the very beginning, and it's disappointing, but at least Cassandra saw something going on with one of her friends and the same people and decided to actually listen for a change, because I don't have anything to do with bots or any of that crap. It's just made up nonsense from a guy that was stalking me because I exposed his company and what they do to people. And now
I got accused of having bots. I'm like, I don't have money for bots. Moo! Thank you, Anonymous, for the $20. And Welcome to the show.
Oh, hey! I didn't even notice. What's up, girls? How you doing? How you doing, my fellow sex traffickers? Are we doing any digital sex trafficking today?
I have Traffic Dick Masterson to the show to answer the very important question: has Eliza Bleu reached LOLCOW status?
I'll answer that in a minute. I just want to say that I personally am pledging to donate probably about $300 or $400 to a bunch of sex trafficking victims at the Spearmint Rhino tonight. So if we could get a big celebration for me, for my generosity, these ladies need rent, guys. You got to go support your local sex trafficking victims.
I live in Vegas, so I appreciate that.
I was about to give you such a huge compliment, Dick.
Do I think she's a LOLCOW? I think that term gets overused. She's an asshole. But I think she did exactly what she started out to do, which is like defraud everyone and get in a position of influence and authority that she'll probably never lose because people just like kind of forget about this stuff. And she still has like those big eyes that will dupe simps like Shane into her bidding. So no, I don't think though. I think she's just like a piece of shit and a liar.
Yeah.
That's all.
Woo! Thank you, John Thomas, for the $50 for the Polaris Project. Yeah, I thank you for bringing up that point, Dick. Fuck! Yeehaw! Thank you, Anonymous, for the $25. That if she were an ugly woman, she would not have gotten this far in the last 2 years.
No way.
No.
Nope.
I don't
How's that
understand
guy's
how-
wife feel? Go ahead, sorry. Shane's wife. Is she like, what are you doing? You just like, why are you simping for this girl so fucking hard? What's wrong with you?
I feel bad. He has a kid too, or multiple kids, according to Eliza.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
Oh, thank you, Big Raj, for the $20.
And he called us
I don't
all
understand.
digital rapers and cannibals, for God's sakes. Like,
They've
that's
been
fucked up.
leeches.
When I talked to him, he did sound pretty like freaked out about the whole thing. Like he was actually very affected by it. Like I've talked to a lot of people that have been affected by those folks, and he definitely seemed like, you know, he was having some struggles or whatever. I don't know who was actually threatening him, but like,
but how could
I
he
don't
like
think he
press
deserved
send?
it.
Like he felt 100% good about this article, then was like send, and then was like, you know what I mean? Like he didn't have any kind of question.
It read like a live journal. Like what it was like a fucking Dear Diary. I met
Yeah,
the,
it was
the
like
girl
a novel,
I'm crushing
a
on.
romance novel. It was very weird. I couldn't
Yeah.
read it.
We were at her parents' house and
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah,
No,
they
it was
played
like
Clips
Fed
Notes
me
from
grit.
y'all.
Almost Famous. Like
Yeah.
he's the enemy, he's the kid. It was so weird. You're right.
Almost Famous, but almost raped. That's the movie.
Digitally.
Yeah.
Yeah, digitally raped. You know,
We're
okay.
all her
Yeah.
traffickers.
They lived a 3-minute drive away from each other in LA. You can't drive out of your driveway in 3 minutes in LA. What was that? Did anybody else catch that?
Before we answer that question, we have another very special guest. Please welcome to the show, that umbrella guy. Ooh, hey.
What up?
Hi, Tug.
Hey.
Thanks for joining. Do you think Eliza Bleu has reached LOLCOW status?
Yeah, I don't know when you hit that moment, but yeah, I would say so. I would think so.
There you have it. Okay.
I
want to
think
know, like,
I was thinking about before. I'm like, is it overkill? Maybe that some people are talking about, and no. And the reason, like, I kind of agree with what Dick said, that like there are people who are actual victims. There are people who are raped or trafficked, and she has given so many people a reason to not take them seriously, to be extra skeptical.
Yeah,
And
I don't
that
believe any of them
deserves
now.
Nothing but mockery and roasting for all of eternity.
For me, it was when she called everyone who talked about the topic abusers. So, on top of everything else, we are digital abusers.
Yeah.
Oof. I thought it was
Sounds
a really
like
bad move
privilege to me.
for her to say, I'm changing my story. And then, like, Moo! Thank you, Anonymous, for the $50. For her to actually be like, I'm changing my story, and then like unironically being like, you're all my abusers now because you're all posting photos of me from that public music video.
I guess she never got told no in her life. Like, really? Ever? Because how do you act like that and not see that you're a piece of shit? Like, I don't get it.
Simon Cowell told her no.
Simon Cowell.
Did you guys see these simps though in the comments of the article who were like, "Oh, well, that settles it now. There's evidence." I'm like, "What did he says he saw?" I'm like, "Okay, well, OJ told me he's innocent. That settles it. There's evidence now. Like the evidence is that
this article was the first and only thing someone read about the subject. I could see them being like, "Wow, I really sympathize for this whore," but
but it's all words. There's no exculpatory evidence.
I don't know, man. Even in that, they're like, "Hey, you claimed that you made you turned down $150,000 while being trafficked. What do you have to say about that?" I was drunk and high. Oh yeah, I believe you.
Yeah, I've offered so many girls $150,000 to sleep with them on Instagram. I didn't mean it any one time. I was kidding.
How are you so drunk and high that you'll turn down $150,000 for the thing you're already doing for less?
That's what I'm saying. It makes no sense. I don't even believe her when she says that because she's stripping, she's doing cam work, she's doing all these other sex works. But I'll turn down 150 grand.
She's also an addict. I mean, shit. You know, how many addicts are going to turn in $20? A little under 150.
Breaking news: Timcast has pulled the Cashman piece from their website. This portion of the series is currently under review.
I'm not the only one, huh?
No, they're going to get sued for that shit, man. I mean,
no.
That's a lawsuit right there. That was a damn lawsuit waiting to happen.
So unreal.
Cassandra. And she still can't contact him. She hasn't been able to get into contact with him since he's talked to me. So
can we still read the first two pieces? Are those pulled as well?
No, just this piece is pulled. The
I bet you though somebody has a copy saved.
Oh yeah, they're archived. It's all archived. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, it is gone.
I didn't expect that.
Did you think, Defango, that they would pull it down this quickly?
Yeah, as soon as I figured I would talk to Cassandra, I was like, yeah, they're definitely going to pull it down. I was going to give them 48 hours, but I figured instead of trying to act like I was tough or something like that, I would just, talk to Cassandra and say, hey, literally, this is untrue. You guys need to pull that shit now. And I didn't even have to email corrections.
Did you email them for corrections?
Absolutely not.
It would be so funny if you email them for corrections and it's just all ass pictures.
I just wanted to give them an email for corrections and a picture of me just giving them the bird,
Email for corrections. Here's the
thing. You're pretty cool about it, man. For real. Like,
well, I've been through this kind of stuff before, and I know what to do. Don't panic, obviously, is the number one thing to be in that situation. But the problem is that sometimes you got a lot of people that just don't want to talk to you after they see something like this. Or I put out all this stuff about myself already, and then Shane just kind of goes back over it and kind of screws it all up, whatever. But people see this stuff and they immediately don't want to talk to you, be surrounded with you because it's like scary to them, or they're just like, I don't want to be associated with that. So it is what it is. You get used to it. It's fine. I'm just, not the guy that you think I am. I'm just a regular, random kind of normal person.
Yeah.
Accidentally gets into weird shit.
Just a regular guy with a black beanie who's covering news, Yeah,
covering news and his bald head. I used to have hair. It was really good.
It's all right. You still have some on your face and probably your pubes are still there.
Yeah, and I got all this hair up here too, but you don't want to see that.
Maybe you do. That's for our members only chat after the show.
Well, just shave off your chest hair and put it on your head.
I could try that.
Or maybe they can implant it, I think.
Oh, right. They only had to retract the third installment because that was the part that was basically libelous of you, Defango.
Yeah. And it's that in conjunction with that interview he did on that other person's show the day before, where he basically identified that, yes, this article is going to be about Manuel Defango entirely. So he kind of screwed himself there in a lot of ways.
What's that guy's problem?
Damn.
Why is he like pretending to be Hunter S. Thompson? What does he have? Why does he have such a bone to pick with you? What is his deal?
I don't know. I mean, he saw some stuff on the internet, I guess, so then he got mad. He's really in deep with Eliza. They're good friends, you know, like they have some kind of connection. So, you know, there's some kind of mind psyop thing going on there. Maybe she's got psychic powers. Maybe her vagina is like, you know, the best vagina I've ever seen in my life. I don't know.
Well, it's not just speculation to say that they have like some sort of thing together, because I'm not saying he's cheating on his wife, but what I am saying was that they were acting very sus on the episode of Tim Pool that she was on. He was like getting his dick sucked, not literally, but she's like, I
being
love
very complimentary.
Yeah, she's like, I love you, Shane. Like literally telling a married man she loves him over and over, flirting with him.
He said
"Come
he
to
was
Iran."
Warhol-esque.
Yeah, that too. Like everything. And then on Twitter too, he kind of returned the favor. He was like, yeah, Eliza's so brave and this and that. It was really gross to watch.
Yeah.
I'd be pissed if I was his wife. I'd
I
be like, why the
know.
fuck are you talking to her like that? And
I
letting
think
her
she
talk
just
to you.
she kegeled him into her clutches, you know, and just didn't let go.
I don't understand how this chick has all this power.
I don't either.
I was explaining the whole situation because the rest of my video, so I was explaining this whole situation to my mom, and she was like, "What is this broad? Have 24-karat gold between her legs?"
Yeah.
She must.
There's way hotter chicks all over the place that aren't insane and lying about being trafficked. So she has to have something. Like there's something else, because there's just no way. Why are you protecting her? Like, is it because of her dad? That's the only thing, like, in the politic thing. Like, she has some sort of weird politician connection, because what is the other reason?
Well, yeah, but isn't it weird that she's 1 degree away from Epstein?
Yeah,
from
that's what
Virginia. I
like,
mean,
there's something.
that's
weird.
pretty weird. If that
Yeah.
would be the first place I'd look if I was, you know,
That's
looking into.
it's something. It has to be something.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way. I'm sorry. No.
Do you think the right just has this need to be liked for once? Like you get a pretty girl coming in saying I'm a sex trafficker, and every doofus on the right says, "Oh, come on my show and let's get your message out," without even questioning. Like, you can see her
looks like a leftist. Like she looks like she should be.
Yeah, that's
over
a good
there.
point,
Yeah.
Dick. Like, it makes, if you're a guy who has, and she, I think, is better at manipulating men than women because transferable skills. But if you're a guy who has her on your podcast, like, you look empathetic, you look like you're caring about a good cause.
Chrissy, I think that's true for her whole following. It's like, we don't necessarily know what to do about sex trafficking, but if we like this tweet, then we're good people and we're supporting it.
True.
So it was a great platform for people who don't want to or don't know how to do anything about it.
Yeah. Oh my God. What's been funny to notice are all the context labels that are being slapped on not only Eliza's tweets, but Annie Dunawald's tweets. Annie Dunawald, she's like one of the queen grifters. She's the one who asked for $50K to fix a gutter that fell off her safe house.
She's being sued for.
Which magically was the same amount, that her parents are suing her for, because she claimed them of human sex trafficking some kids or something. This is from Daniel Clancy. Okay, so this is from Eliza. So to prove that I'm not a survivor, many made me a victim again. You can never say that I'm not a survivor of exploitation now, because you made me one again.
Wow.
You didn't fight to expose government malfeasance or tech censorship. You fought to post my body without consent. And then here's the added context from our readers. Eliza Bleu consented to the creation of the World Star Hip Hop music video. She has reached out to World Star Hip Hop to create the video. Oh, she had reached out, and at the time of release was proud of the content. According to World Star Hip Hop, she was paid, and World Star Hip Hop owns the full rights. You rate it as helpful.
Is that Elon's breakup letter to her? That community notes that suddenly appeared? I don't think it's sex trafficking with a picture if you're laughing at it. Like, everyone's posting your ass making fun of you. You know, it's not like hacked porn that we're passing around. It's not like the fappening.
Yeah. Okay, here's her.
We could have done that. Or
Today I have decided to change my story as a survivor. I have been abused a third time on a massive digital scale. It's called image-based sexual abuse, IBSA. Every individual who knowingly off of without my consent has become my abuser in my field. The recent events surrounding Eliza Bleu do not meet the definition of image-based sexual abuse. All of the content was consensually recorded, publicly produced, and initially distributed. Consent cannot be withdrawn from this type of media after the fact. You rated this as helpful. Woo, thank you to Anonymous for donating $100. Super generous. That is.
Dude, she left those tweets up after that was under there.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh God. Here's Annie's. The lady asking for the 50 grand gutter. The lying. Oh fuck. Where'd it go? The lying narrative people are using to discredit Eliza Bleu and myself has been a hate campaign to discredit and destroy. Maybe consider why we're targeted. Organized crime doesn't go away quietly in the night. Common sense isn't so common. May want to reconsider your stance. So she's literally comparing us to organized crime. Like this is a mob here.
Dude, the ideas of grandeur these people have in their head, like they're that important that all these people are like, no, you're just pieces of shit. Like this girl, I was like, you should be quiet because I feel like you're probably worse than Elijah and people are going to start digging into you. Because like you should just be quiet, like
Annie
unless you want to end up having all this, because she seems like a bigger piece of shit.
Annie Dunwald and her organization Eve's Angels Incorporated was sued by Dunwald's parents for defamation. This is not a lie, and the link shows the public court records. She was ordered to pay over 40 grand in restitution.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! Do you really want to start shit? I really wouldn't if I were her. I would just be quiet and go into the background.
Thank you, Grifty, for the $20 donation. Grifty has been an awesome part of the team. The Truth Squad.
Twitter Intelligence Agency.
Digital Cannibals, Eliza Bleu PR, whatever you want to call it.
I have to hop off, by the way. Thank you so much for the invite. I wish the best for you guys. I hope that this stream gets a lot of donations to help victims. And thank you guys again for the support and helping bring this to light.
I hope you get your Twitter back soon.
Thanks. I'm going to go celebrate my birthday tonight. So
happy
birthday.
Brittany.
Thank you. I'm turning 38 and I'm also getting married on February 30th.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Yeah, so invitations to everyone to my wedding on February 30th. I see you guys there. Save the date.
Ooh.
All right, we got you.
Ooh, thanks, Venti.
It took me a minute.
Nice.
So she's getting married on Mars?
Wow.
I can't believe she's 38. She looks so good. Are you kidding me?
She's not 38.
She's
okay.
She was
I
joking.
was like a joke.
She's joking. She's like 20 something. She's
Okay, there we go.
a youngin. Wow, you guys remember Carly Wenzel?
Mm-hmm.
She's getting death threats now.
Wait, who was that?
Carly Wenzel.
For
she
what?
was a friend
From
of
Eliza?
she was a friend of Eliza. She was featured in the Daily Beast article. They pulled a quote for the Candace Owens video. Like she's been public about this.
Oh, is that her old
Dare
friend?
she share her
Yes,
real life?
yeah.
Yeah, that
And
was
then
funny.
Eliza just totally like libeled her as well, saying, "Oh, she's on pills."
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Isn't like 90% of America on pills? So
90% of the women.
why would you send her death threats for telling you what happened in her life? Like you're threatening. That's what I hate about all this. And like Tim acting like we're bad guys for bringing this up, but she's lying. Like, what do you mean? Like
what
fuck
is Tim Pool's purpose if it's not to like at least confront these massive lies he's promoting on his platform? That
Yeah, but it
drama
wasn't his
shit
fault.
was
If
such
he
a
would've been
horrible
like, "Oh, fuck
code.
her," but you're
Yeah.
like keeping it going and acting like we're bad people. Like what, bitch?
Well, and also it's so hypocritical to be like, oh, like so beneath him when he did how many stories about Jussie Smollett? 50, 60,
You
70?
just did two stories on actual e-girls who I don't even know who they are. One was dancing in a store. like Costco, and then the other one crying about her porn. Like, what do you mean?
Why
you
is she
don't
crying
have
about her
e-girl?
porn? Did she have like
That's
five
what it
cheese
is.
pies? Like Eliza?
Yeah, like I don't get it.
And his
it's
music
not
is
their
terrible.
fault that they had her on at all. It's not their fault. You don't want to question it, of course. But when you find out all this stuff, then don't act like we're assholes for pointing it out. Like she's the asshole, not us. Like what the fuck? That's weird. That's why I mean she has to have something. Because why would you go this hard for just random liar? Like what do you mean? Like it's weird. She has to have something on them or someone. I don't know.
I don't think it's political pull though, because I'm in proximity to politics and I think some of us are, but like her dad was an assemblyman and she didn't ask him for a bill in Illinois to help with sex trafficking. So
he
like
didn't run on
I've
it
had-
either. That's what I
I've
asked
had
someone. Like, why wouldn't he
legislation
bring it up?
introduced.
That's a good question, Brittany.
Like,
I brought a bill last year in Nevada and my dad isn't a politician. So don't you know anybody that can write a bill? I don't get that.
Yeah, me either. Like if your daughter was trafficked and saved and now she's doing all this good work, it's not like she's private, like wants to hide away. So he could have used that. So like, oh, look, she's helping now and she was saved. But they like, what? You never mentioned it. What do you mean? She's out there with her face everywhere. So people are going to ask eventually. Like, it's so weird to me. Like if she was trying to be private, that's one thing. She's not private. So
From Sword
that's
and
out the window.
Scale, is there some previous beef between Defango and Tim Pool where Pool wanted his account to be nuked? Defango.
Oh, I don't really know actually if there was any beef between me and Tim Pool. I never figured I was on that guy's radar.
Yeah, it's easy for everybody to like keep thinking about what could have caused this. Yeah, and now, yeah, Carly Wenzel's getting all these threats. It's like people are really coming after her now. This is not good.
Yeah, people are getting threatened all over the place. I mean, me and Tim Pool are basically the same age too, by the way. Like we're both born in March. I think I was born just a little bit after him though. Like I'm on the 21st, he's on
You're
the 9th.
both Pisces.
No, I'm on Aries, Pisces cusp.
Oh.
I'm Aries cusp.
With something.
Let me
with
see your
Leo
cuss.
in my moon
Probably,
or whatever. I don't know.
If Eliza
Somebody
was here,
told
she'd
me
be like,
that
let me
shit.
see your cuss.
Yeah, that's why you're so shredded.
Thank you, Anonymous, for the $20. Yeah.
Do you guys think Eliza's getting off to all this attention? Even though it's
Yes.
bad, like her tits plastered all over the internet, her twerking video, all the stuff she worked so hard to get out there as a nobody is finally getting some play.
You know what
She
would be
loves it,
ideal?
dude. It's it.
I don't know.
What would be ideal would be if she completely got out of the fuck. Oh, Sword and Scale, $50. If she got out of the advocacy space entirely, and then what if she was picked up, like Steel Girl again, or like pose for Playboy or something? Like she would get her wish finally, but like by way of internet cancellation.
She should do OnlyFans. Like, it can be like a Survivor OnlyFans, or she doesn't do nudes or anything. She just talks about surviving rape.
Yeah.
Well, she's already got her locals, and I mean, I'm subscribed to that, and I mean, she just like doesn't even post anything on there. It's a real drag. It's like a waste of $50 a month, but
Thank you, Jonathan.
She's
you
too
know,
busy
you gotta support
advocating.
survivors, right? You gotta support them.
Did you see her say that she couldn't even retweet kids, like lost kids yesterday?
Yes, she's like, I can't even retweet missing kids. So if you guys
That
could
was
retweet the
so
missing
weird,
kids, that'd
dude.
be great.
Like she's fucking Marcel Williams.
It's literally only because she's been reading the comments of everybody saying, yeah, she's got a lot of time to censor people and not a lot of time for advocacy.
I think the
still ask
body of
people what
evidence
she
is
did.
growing that she's a lolcow, and I think we can base this on not only the parody, the beautiful parody work we just saw of Mike Harlow, but Leanne Starr also did a parody piece. So there's so much parody going on. It has to be lolcow.
Where did
Well,
you
it
post
wasn't
it,
her. I just did, I did one on
trafficker?
Instagram models a few years ago, so I updated it, because if that doesn't work out, you could just use human trafficking.
Freely Ashley, I want to know one thing Eliza has actually done to help victims, even a care package for women who have gotten out. I've never seen any proof.
That's why I asked.
Ashley,
Million times.
retweeting. That's the advocacy
That's
work and the
not-
retweets.
That's so stupid. Like, what do you mean? Like, what did she do? Everyone, she does good work. What? She got to go see Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Okay, she didn't get the CP removed. It's still there. And that wasn't even her. That was an open secret, like most of it. Anyways, and she didn't do anything. They're still there. So what is it? No one can tell me. What is this good work? Where?
Talking. That's what her good work is.
Yeah,
Flapping
where?
them gums,
You going
moving
on
that
all
meat,
kinds of shows promoting
Moving that
yourself.
meat.
flapping that meat. That's what all we do is just flap meat at each other.
Just meat flappers.
Mm-hmm. We're all
I think
made
that's
out
the
of
strip-
meat.
I think that's the strip club that Dick Masterson is going to later.
Meat flappers? Yeah. You can hear it driving down the freeway.
Oh my god. I used to call the one by my house Arby's.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Was it a
Yeah.
topless
It
bar?
was the
or
all nude one, the all nude one, and that's what I used to call it. It was
Just lots of roast beef.
Yes.
What do you guys think of the idea that she is a psyop sent here to make us all take trafficking less seriously?
I don't think
I
you
thought
should
you-
take it
Nah.
less serious at all.
I agree.
Does it matter if
people
we
to do
take it
that.
seriously or not? Like nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Okay.
to her anyway. That's why I don't think other people should be punished.
Somebody in the chat says that I'm taking credit for the takedown, and I'm saying, yeah, if I have to screenshot this message from Cassandra McDonald and put it out there, I will, but I'd rather not do that and be rude.
Receipts.
No.
But I will, because that's exactly who I am.
Thank
But I'd
you,
rather
Dan.
keep that one in the pocket for a little while longer and wait for the next article to come out before I did something.
Ooh, thank you, Dawn Howe, for the $20. Guys, we're raising so much money for charity.
So yes, please donate to charity to help people that have been hurt.
Yeah.
Send money
And
now.
I guarantee that not
Please
$1 of this will go to a pandemic vacation.
Or
This is
Wi-Fi.
gonna be a there's no self-care trip involved.
Or jackets with big shoulder pads.
Yeah, no, we will not buy a Tesla coat with this money.
No.
Purple hair dye will not be what this money is used for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
Here we
Michael
go.
Jackson Thriller jackets with shoulder pads.
We're gonna open up a 304C. The 304 is a.
Do you guys think that she
Oh.
could bring back her black scent? That fake, that phony, like, oh yo, this is
Yo,
Eliza
when
knows.
Candace was talking
Oh,
about
I hope
that,
so.
I was like dying. I was like, oh my God.
What the fuck
She
was
did.
that?
She's not even from the hood. Like, I grew up in the hood and I don't even talk like
yeah,
that.
you could totally have a black scent. Like you're from the area where you could have one, and you don't.
No.
You're the bigger
But you
person.
could try to have one. Just try for us.
Yeah, just try one out.
No,
Woo!
I actually hang
Thank
out with
you,
black people
Benjamin.
and then they would think I was fucking stupid. Like,
Thank
why are you talking like that?
3,000 for the 20.
But Leanne, have you ever had a grill?
No. Hell no. I would look stupid as fuck. I know my place. Okay. In the black community, and I ain't trying to mimic them like a weirdo. Like all those other white girls do, like in my neighborhood. They're just pathetic, honestly.
I know my
Yeah.
place in that community too, fixing computers.
When people forget their password, they call you. Moo! Thank you, Anonymous, for the $20. My God, we're crushing it. I'm clearly a sex trafficking
guys-
advocate at this point.
How many rapes does like $20 stop or whatever? What's the? Is there a metric?
I think, yeah, I think $100 stops one rape,
Oh wow, that's a
and
pricey.
then $200 stops butt stuff.
Yep.
Wait, but consensual butt stuff?
All
No,
of it.
that's free. No, you didn't.
Oh.
Stop
Oh,
that.
good. We're good.
Non-consensual
Oh,
butt
an
stuff.
ass
we will
rape. Oh wow.
Right.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, we're not letting the
Yeah.
sodomy around here.
$200 stops one butthole from being trafficked.
how you put it in terms I can understand. That seems worth it now.
Wow, $1,665 raised
Oh, that's awesome.
for
I've
Polaris.
only been on for like an hour and a half.
You know what, guys? We should take that, put it in some Ethereum and then see what we could save even more rapes down the line, right? Let's take this money and double it. Why give it away now? There's so many more victims we can help in the future if we gamble with it.
We could put this money towards non-consensual foot jobs happening in specifically the DC area. Okay.
We use this to set up a massage parlor, and then all the proceeds of that we give to surviving victims.
Can we just disclaimer that
And then we
don't
bring
actually
survivors
think
to work in
rape
the
is
parlor?
Funny?
No, of course not.
Okay, because there might be victims that find this commentary off-putting. That's all.
Oh.
If you
We
find this
actually care
commentary
about
off-putting,
people.
I like
blame
pudding.
just me, the comedian, and maybe Dick Masterson, but that's it.
Oh yeah.
Don't
I
blame
can't. I
anyone
medically
else.
can't apologize.
Thank you, Thank you, Ministry of Ron Think, for the $20. Yeah, no, some of us here are serious journalists and content creators. Not, some of us here, but are not meant to be taken seriously, like myself and Dick Masterson.
Oh yeah. Don't take me seriously.
Please don't take me seriously.
Yeehaw! Thank you, CV, for the $100 donation. Wow. And thank you, Yeehaw, Griffcast Clips, for donating $20. Wow. This is great,
Nice.
guys. We're doing it.
Some people just joke about dark things, so no one should just take it, you know, too hard. Because I was raped. That's how I lost my virginity, and I share that with girls I help. Because that's another thing with Eliza. She doesn't share to bond. Like I always share with them, so they know, like, hey, I've been through fucked up shit. But I joke about it now, just because it's just you can't really change it. So
you do have to sometimes joke about trauma.
I don't want to give him the power. That's why I tell like the girls I talk to, like, don't let them take away the rest of the joy in your life. Like, don't let them do that. So
Don't let them take your future.
It's easier to
Yeah.
joke around about it.
I don't like that a roadie from Rusted Root took my virginity, but that's what
I wouldn't
happened.
either.
And you have to just joke about it, or else you'll get upset.
Yeah.
Even when I tell my story, it's pretty funny, and you're right. Like, it has to be funny because you have to survive somehow, and some stuff's just so ironic.
It is. Humor definitely helps. I think that's why they're trying to get rid of comedy and they're trying to like censor it. You can't tell,
And
like,
I
the truth gets out better that way. They
There's
don't
a
like
difference
that.
between making fun of the idea of something, like preventing an ass rape, versus specifically making fun of an individual.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, you were ass raped. That's
you're not
hilarious.
targeting any one particular like ass rapist.
Yeah.
or rapee.
No.
The idea.
All ass rapists you're targeting, right?
Yeah, I don't think anyone wants that or should happen to them.
Nobody wants that.
No, they don't.
Nobody wants that.
Does anybody know how many articles are planned in this expose, like this Puff series?
15. Like, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't think it's that many.
Do we count the one that just came down?
I mean,
Right, now
there
it's
was supposed to be
-1.
4. Yeah, it's -1. He said that he was going to be writing another article sometime, and it'd be coming out sometime next week.
It's a quartet.
Mhm.
Not a
But
trilogy.
I think
Brave.
it's just gonna be endless pieces will come out until finally we figure out the truth. It's just gonna be like a weekly installment.
I feel like it could just be just one part.
Did you guys read all of them? Because I stopped after the first.
I can't.
Yeah, I
hate
did.
playwrights. I'm sorry. It's like a romance novel. It's weird. Can't
yeah,
do
Will
it.
Slimmer just reached out to me about that stuff too. He's laughing though.
We have another special guest. She is a content creator and she was involved in Walkaway. Hold on, let me cue the music. Welcome to the show, Freely Ashley. Yay!
Hi.
Normally we made a choice to not allow any purple-haired women on this show, but we have made an exception for Ashley here.
I appreciate that, and I don't blame you at this point.
We're claiming colored hair. We're not going to let them have it.
Yeah. We need to take
No, I
back
swear.
colored hair.
I've been trying to take it back, and then this whole thing blew up, and I was like, okay, cool, great. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, you're like, thanks a lot. Ashley, yeah, explain to the audience, because you're definitely new to a lot of us. Kind of you know, your deal briefly and how you first became interested in this story and thoughts on what's going on.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I left the left in about 2019 after like a whole lot of years of just research, critical thinking, just diving deeper and all that good stuff. And then started just talking about my political shift in like 2022, basically, like April-ish. Sorry, I'm kind of nervous. So like I've never been on like a big stream like this. So, but anyways, yeah, no, I saw this start popping up. Like, you know, I watch you guys and I watch a lot of other content creators and just started seeing kind of all of the rabbit holes. And then I just delve into it myself because like, how can you not when all this starts popping up? And I tried so much to give her the benefit of the doubt. Like maybe this is just a really bad look. Maybe this is getting twisted somehow. But her reaction to it is what confirmed its validity to me, in my opinion. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't just automatically be like, look, I know this looks really bad. This is the story. This is what happened. I regret this, or I did this in a time of, you know, not being at the best. And it's just crazy.
Yeah, the way she reacted was horrible. She didn't DM or reach out to anybody being like, hey, she could have very easily solved this. Be like, hey, as part of my life that I don't really like love. You know, I bet Venti would have asked her more questions, but like it wouldn't have unleashed the dam. It wouldn't have had us all go, something stinks. Like this is a huge overreaction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the blue effect wouldn't have happened as Tug defined earlier. What were you saying earlier, Tug? You were like, at what point are we going to call it the Tug effect?
I have no idea. You're asking me to remember an old comment.
It was from today.
I have no
I do
idea.
not recall.
I can't remember what I said.
The Eliza effect. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Anonymous Moo, for the $20. I'm sick of mooing. Wow. Yeah. It's so crazy. I wonder if Brittany's ever going to get her account back. I know it's just a Twitter account. It's not the end of the world, but
she should have it back. She didn't do anything.
Like, is anyone
Is
even
it one of those
looking into
things
anything?
where? Is it one of those
She's
things
hotter
where
than
they're
Eliza
telling
too.
Yes.
Facts.
I mean, if they did this based on who was hottest,
didn't they?
You know.
I thought that they did, but I mean, that's why it took them so long to give me my original account back. I only had to ask 3 times.
Guilty, you
But there
got
was
your
some-
account back. Good for you.
There was some divine intervention. See, I had many accounts, but they gave me my original one from 2008 back, but they still have the other one, Manuel Defango, suspended. But let's be real, I had like many suspended, like over 10.
Wow, we are just a Hotep Jesus super chat gift away from 2K. That means what, $93?
Nice.
Well, I guess where's Hotep?
We're
Yeah,
already
where's he at?
raising. Thank you, Agent Zero, for becoming a member. We've raised way more than I thought we would. This is very exciting.
Do you guys remember your first inclination that Eliza might be full of shit? Like where you first got a little tingle of like, I don't like you. I think something might be going on.
It was Venti getting suspended because I'm like, oh, this is my girl. Like, what the fuck's going on? And then it was like reading Defango's initial thread a few times, going like, huh. And then it was like all the different names was a big red flag, and then seeing, you know, Blind Date and then the Tyra Banks or the Steve Harvey show. I was like, okay, I know what this is, because it's like for a brief couple of years, like I was this girl. Like I'd go on the Travel Channel. I would just be in the background of whatever movie or show I could. Like I would just like be an extra in anything. And like I think even Eliza was an extra in Empire at one point. Like so I'm like, that resonated. I was like, oh yeah, I had a time in my life where I was just like, what do I do? Where do I go? I got in front of a camera, you know.
I kind of figured it out before this story on a personal interaction with her. And so me and this other girl were like up having a Twitter conversation, and Eliza got tagged in the thread because we were kind of talking about the furry community and how weird that's getting and how it kind of targets children. So Eliza got tagged, and then she was pissed when she woke up in the morning. Like, I'm not law enforcement and don't tag me. And like the way
Wow.
she came at me and the other girls started apologizing. And I'm like, we're not apologizing. Like, this is how Twitter works. Like, you have 500,000 followers and you're mad about a notification. Like, I have no apologies for you whatsoever. And so that was the first time I was like, what's up with her? Because I have my own situation. I have my own story. And like, you're kind of being a jerk. And like, she had that self-importance about her. Like, how dare you tag me?
She does have a lot of self-importance. It's weird. Like, why? Where's this coming from? Like, because you met Elon? Like, that really? That's what this is all like. Who cares? Like, you're not Elon. Like, what the fuck? Like, you were in his presence. Kiss your ass? Fuck off. Like, what?
Hi, Mister donated $100. Thank you. Good night, Mister. 2,000. Wow. Thank you, Ron. We did it. We stopped sex trafficking. We
Yes,
did it.
stop
It's on. That would be great if that was.
Didn't
be
the
accomplished.
Tim Pool
Let's double it.
interview? Didn't the Tim Pool interview raise a lot of red flags for people?
Oh,
It did for
It
me.
did for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I listened back to it, and just looking at the chat, I was like, "Whoa!" It was just like liar, liar, liar. Like the chat.
Well, I
was
just
onto
heard
it.
from somewhere that there are girls that are on that Andrew Tate shit that wanted taken off, and over there they won't take their name off it. They're like, dude, we're not a victim. Like, he didn't do anything to us, and they won't take their names off. So that was weird when she's like reading that. I'm like, well, who are these girls? Like, the other girls like came out. Like, who are these ones that you're supposedly reading from? And then it just sounded like it was written by not a survivor or someone that I don't know. It just sounded
she
weird.
read a
And she's like
thing,
crying and
came on the show to read a thing, but then
Yeah.
accepted no questions about
no,
it.
that's what I mean. Like, what?
Her statement.
Yeah, I had a weird interaction like that with her too, Brittany, a while back. That somebody was like criticizing her lightly on Twitter, and that person was a follower of mine, so she started DMing me, complaining about it and pissed about it. I'm like, what does this have to do with me? So I had like I just had a gut feeling about it back then, but I thought, oh, I'm wrong. I'm an asshole. How could I think that? It's just me. And then I was watching that Tim Pool interview with her to try and get their voices down for my parody. And I couldn't believe every word she said rings so untrue and so false. Everything is vague. It's exactly what the left does. Like, whenever they have some kind of claim or something and it's so vague, I know what that means.
This is an interesting point. Sorry, from Dystopian Banana. I knew Eliza was lying because I was part of the crew on Twitter finding and reporting CP. We haven't stopped. She and QAnon tried to take us over, but they failed.
Wow.
Man, that guy's got to look at child porn all day.
Can I just make a comment about the Tate thing? And I'm neither here nor there on it. Like, I wasn't part of his like Cobra crew in the Matrix or whatever, but and I know Leanne Starr calls herself I don't even know if it's a joke, the female Andrew Tate.
Oh, it is.
But Eliza's the only person that ever made me really consider his innocence. Because I was like, he's kind of maybe, and then she came out and I'm like, she's undermined the credibility of the idea of victims to the point where I'm like, maybe he's innocent, and I hadn't had that thought before.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that isn't adding up with that. That's like way too long to get into, but there's just stuff that isn't. Yeah, and after I heard those girls that like they won't take them off, like, dude, he didn't abuse us. Like, they've said it many times, got in contact with Romanian officials. They won't take their names off, which is weird. Like, if he did all these things and if they don't want to be part of it, why are you not taking them off? Like,
the judge said they were like brainwashed, right? And that like,
yeah, they're saying
Yeah.
that they weren't at all.
They said they didn't know that they were being trafficked. The judge said that they didn't know they were victims.
so we're redefining consent again, which is a big deal, which is the whole point here.
Dystopian Banana is not a guy. I'm a forensic profiler and a survivor of CSVSV. Oh, I don't know what that stands for, but it sounds legit.
Child sex violence.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think.
When I start seeing initials of things, I go, oh, this person means business.
Yeah.
The Eliza Bleu press statement went further than that, though. She said, essentially, if you didn't agree with her on the Andrew Tate thing, that we needed to make a big list of anyone that was an apologist for Andrew Tate and compare them to the Epstein client list.
That's
So-
such a leftist thing to do.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like
I
after
just
I went to
thought
January
AOC,
6th, people
throws
were
in
like,
camps to
we need to make a
re-educate
list
us.
of comedians who were at January 6th. And I was like, wow, you fucking dumb cunts. I can't.
It's
Yeah.
unbelievable though, how like, there is just no vetting or gatekeeper or anything on the right. Like they just take anyone. I think it's because people who are right-leaning are so desperate to feel some validation or other people with their that like the moment anyone says one thing they agree with, here's money, attention, platform. Like this chick got most of the right to go along
Mikey,
with legal government.
Mikey, I love the passion, but restart your thing. You sound like you're fucking coming in through a cardboard tube.
Oh shit.
Well, the right also makes fun of the left for like eating themselves, but maybe eating themselves is just vetting people properly before you give them a gigantic platform to lie. You got like I know Tim Pool and the Quartering were fighting, like kind of play fighting, and now they're like made up. But I honestly think that Tim Pool should just be getting shit from all sides nonstop for this. Like he constantly promotes frauds and con artists, and he never answers for it. He just starts threatening to take his ball and go home and quit his dumb show that has done literally nothing. Like Tim Pool has done for politics what Eliza Bleu has done for survivors. And the whole right pretends that collecting super chats is advocacy, and it doesn't do shit.
I will say that Tim Pool actually helped me during my political shift, helped bring a little bit of like
awareness.
The centrist position and kind of made me rethink a lot of my thoughts. So like I've watched him for a long time. I didn't particularly like how he handled this situation, but I kind of give him a little bit of leeway in the sense of just like, I don't know. I can't imagine having that many people just coming at me from all sides all of the time. So like, I think he just is getting overwhelmed. I think he's just, he got mad. And then when I saw him tweet out, retweet Chrissie, I was like, okay, finally, like he's seeing what everyone else is talking about.
I was
think
shocked.
I think he legitimately thought it was like drama and he wasn't thinking about like the censorship aspect of it. And that's just my take on it.
Yeah.
But
Tim Pool helped me. I almost went through a beanie phase, and then I was like, no, fuck that.
That's what pissed me off because they
Ouch.
weren't looking into it. They were acting like it was e-girl drama. No, it wasn't. And even if you don't care that she lied, you kind of should, because that's pretty fucked up to lie about on top of the censorship. But people are like, oh, it's drama. It's not drama lying, saying that you were trafficked. Like, you obviously haven't talked to these people like in person. And if you can say that and still lie and be like, oh, I don't care. She lies about it, she's doing good work, then you have never talked to one, because that is really fucked up.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not just
you should
lying all
care.
by itself. It's lying in the context of somebody like racing up the social ladder.
But it's like
on
you can't say it's not a
premise.
story and then dispatch the longest story that we've ever seen. So the whole time he's ignoring it and saying this isn't a thing, he has Cashman writing a novel. So which is it,
He did the
people
same
still
thing
on
with
Twitter
Jack
are like,
Murphy.
who cares if she lies? Why are you digging in her past? Because she's an asshole and she's lying and using people to get higher in social status and using like a really fucked up reason. Like,
She
shut
loves
up.
celebrity. She loves awards. She loves like the scene. She hung out at like. I remember she was hanging out at Tim Pool's house, like messaging me. Oh, I'm at Tim Pool's house. This is before I did the show. Like, I'm here telling everyone like how hot you are. And I was like, all right.
I'm telling
Not
everyone I want to
necessary.
eat your ass when I meet you.
Oh.
You're
Hey, Chrissy,
cool.
I gotta bounce. I got that other shit. I
Tug,
didn't see the time.
thank you so much for
Yep.
coming. Tell people where they can find you if they. I mean, I'm sure everyone here follows you, but if not, where can they do that?
That umbrella guy.
I follow.
Yeah, you can find me there. So
All right, love you, Tug. Thanks
Appreciate
for
it.
coming, Tug. Everybody, and Mikey Harlow's back.
Hey, you hear me any better now or no?
New and improved audio. Yeah,
Is it?
it's
Yeah.
getting better.
Nice. I also
My
have
audio
to
is
take
always
my leave
first.
because I gotta go eat. I've been streaming for
I
like
have to go
hours.
too. I'm sorry.
Oh
Everyone's
no!
like, I gotta
Yes,
go.
Oh
it's
my
all
God.
good. It's all good. I only needed you for like 5 or 10 minutes, so you've
Cool.
all overstayed your welcome. Defango,
Sorry.
where can people find? I'm just fucking around. Where can people find you, Defango?
You can find me on Twitter at Defango or at griftcast.irl, and you can find us on Griftcast on YouTube. You should check us out. We like to have fun and grift. Please send us money, and also send them money. But right now, send these guys money because grifting is good.
We're grifting for a good cause tonight.
Good cause, and I appreciate all of you, and I hope you guys have a blessed evening.
Have
Thanks
a good
lot.
night.
Thank you, Defango.
Bye, everybody.
Oh.
Wait, I want to ask Ashley, is she on TikTok? Are you on TikTok?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think I followed you on TikTok. They banned me, but that's how I know you. I was like, wait, I think I followed her on TikTok before. But
Oh,
yeah, I got
cool.
banned.
Yeah.
I thought that was you. I wasn't sure though. So yeah. Okay, I know.
Yeah,
who you
for
are.
sure. They actually, I'm not allowed to post currently, and they gave me no reason why. They just
Yeah,
all of a
they did
sudden
that to me
yesterday
too.
turned off
I was
my
like,
ability.
fuck
I can't believe they haven't banned my OG account yet. Like I've had
Me
it for
too.
like
I'm surprised
10
I
months or
lasted that
something.
long, honestly. Really am. It's very shocking. But not now.
I
But
made
thought
it
that was
like
you.
6 days, I think.
What's that?
I made it 6 days. I've just given up on TikTok.
Nice. Yeah, I ain't starting over.
TikTok
Fuck
is for
that.
Chinese and gays. I'm not about it. Well,
It really is poison for young people. Like if you have kids, you should not let them on there unsupervised. Like no, they'll be cutting their wieners off and doing all kinds of weird shit. Don't do it. It's really weird.
Well, that's why I almost feel like an obligation to be at some type of different perspective or viewpoint on there. Like it's frustrating that it's become, it's just yet another echo chamber, and it's even more addicting and with way worse content in so many different ways.
There is kids that are like 6 years old sucking on their mom's titty on there. Just in lives. They are grown kids. Okay. It's so disturbing. And they have millions of views and likes. I mean, these kids can chew steak, dude. And they are breastfeeding. And the one mom was talking about her OnlyFans. I was so fucking disturbed, and I reported it. And I told I'm like, dude, you're talking about OnlyFans breastfeeding your like 6-year-old kid, dude, with your titty just out. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Oh my God. I'm like, yeah, this needs probably banned. Like,
so like in China, they don't have the same type of content.
No.
They don't allow that on TikTok.
No.
So it's almost like cultural poison just for America.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could not believe she was talking about her OnlyFans with this little kid.
They're trying to keep us from learning how to play the violin, how to start our own dry cleaning business. That's what they're trying to do. Yeah, math. Nails.
Build your own nuclear reactor to provide your own electricity in your town, and here we are, 6-year-olds sucking on their mom's tit. And I hope that was her kid. I really fucking hope. Like, it's disturbing. It's all over it too. It's all
apparently,
over. It's so
I want to see it though. I mean,
Apparently
kind
there's
of.
footage of the dad preaching in church about his daughters. He doesn't know Eliza is a paraphile. Oh, that's a new word for me.
What's it? Yeah, I was gonna
he would think that she's probably just like a pedophile, but for famous people. Is that what that is?
It's like, it's like really, how do I describe it? Like
a parasite.
No, it's like
a
pedophiles are a group of
like a whore?
Really messed up fetishes, basically, like things that you don't want people to be interested in. Like like pedophilia is a part of that. Sorry if I shouldn't say that. But there's a lot of like the zoophiles kind of fall into the paraphile group as well.
God.
Yeah, it's a rough.
Worst.
Yeah, there's a huge like community of them on Twitter, and I have been going down a really dark rabbit hole trying to I'm doing research for a video, so but it's disgusting.
We need to bring back the gladiator games ASAP. These people can go first.
Thank you, Shane Brown, for the $20 donation to Polaris Project. Okay, I feel like my yeehaws are very interruptive. I was waiting to hear the cowbell, but it wasn't going to come. Oh my God! We have a new guest. My goodness, she has a documentary coming out soon about Eliza Bleu. Welcome to the show, Erin Balance.
Hi.
Wow, girl, you look good tonight. I'm putting you in the middle for that shit, and you're muted. Some people might like that. I don't. I like to hear your pretty little voice. Still muted, but you know what? I feel like you're making a
Dude,
good point.
my
Okay.
microphone does exactly what hers is doing sometimes. Like it'll just not work.
Oh,
It's
Henry
really annoying.
Rice, her cry seemed so forced while reading it. Oh, about the
It was
statement on Tim Pool.
really hard to watch.
This is what
Wait,
I
who
would
was
love.
crying?
Eliza was crying on Tim Pool reading or pretending
Oh.
to cry when reading the Tate victim statement or
Yeah.
something. And yes, body language experts, that would be a great idea to just
Fraud on
really
fraud
review.
action.
Fraud on fraud.
Yeah, get them out there. Has Eliza announced who she's rooting for in the Super Bowl tomorrow? I think I need to know.
I don't think
I'm
so.
rooting for the Chiefs, if my opinion is more important than Eliza's.
I don't even know who's playing tomorrow, so
Thanks. Yeah, who is playing?
I'm going to
It's
some
the
super
Chiefs
party
and the
with
Eagles.
Gino. I don't know.
Well, I vote for the Eagles then.
Don't do that.
Really?
Bad move. Yeah, Kansas City. Do it.
Are
They're
they
great.
bald eagles or just regular eagles?
I don't know. They have a whole song about it, though. I had to hear it a whole bunch during the playoffs.
Okay.
Aren't all eagles bald? There's different.
That's a really good point. Are there any non-bald eagles?
I only know the bald ones. I don't know the other ones.
Bird, which is the bald eagle. That's a,
I have no clue.
Kevin McGinnis joke. Wow. I hope Faran comes back. I'm so excited to see her. Guys, let's learn more about sex trafficking. No, that's gonna bum me out.
They need to have like a Schoolhouse Rock about sex trafficking.
Oh, look, they do work. Look, their work involves more than just retweeting. We respond to sex and labor trafficking as they happen. We learn that from response and share that learning. Finally, we use what we learned to pilot big new ideas for slowly, carefully, finally dismantling big old systems that make trafficking possible. We are forced where we think we can make the most change, systems that trap impoverished migrants in degrading conditions, systems that allow sex traffickers to hide behind screens, and systems that, if optimized, would allow the financial systems industry to use traffickers only, shut them down. They didn't mention music videos here, so they're going to have to update their website.
Is alimony sex trafficking? It is kind of, right?
Everything is sex trafficking now.
Well, I mean, yeah.
It actually really bothers me that like she keeps trying so hard to broaden the definition to such a degree. Like it just reminds me of the things that a lot of like leftists do is like they just broaden it and broaden the scope until everything that they want can fit in that box, and then they can like use that as an excuse for whatever. It's like what and what really bugs me about her too is like, of course if she wants to like move on and create a whole new identity, what better way than to essentially use this as like a cover, because nobody's going to question you very heavily. Like that's the thing, is people just you would look absolutely horrible as if you were just trying to grill her and be like, you must be lying about it, like you're not, you're gonna just take it at face value, because
and that's why
wouldn't you? Yeah. And it's absolutely disgusting
that Shane was there like face to face with her. I mean, I think he should have set up a sit down camera interview so we can see her facial reactions when she's trying to answer questions. He probably just had a voice recorder like on his phone, and he just didn't seem to press her on anything. And he asked really softball questions like, all right, that seems good enough for me. Anyway, how many cows do you have here?
Yeah.
Have you noticed that she's really good at like deflecting with her answers? Like he's like, "Oh, are you not answering me because you're afraid for your life?" And she says, "I have feelings. I have feelings of fear." It's like, that's not answering what he said, is it? It's like every single answer is very specifically deflective that midwits have a hard time identifying.
Right. And that's why she seems very leftist, because it's like, oh, I feel sex trafficked. And then when you're asked for details, she's like, look over there.
I would really be interested in like someone who could psychologically profile. I know we said like body language, but I think it'd be interesting because of those behaviors. There's so much there that you have to ask yourself, what's really going on.
Yeah. She wants to be famous.
I mean, that's what it seems like. Cause like, it's like, okay, so she was in My Chemical Romance, like shout out. I love that band, but, like, you know, like in their group, you know, and then got booted from that group and then just kept moving on and moving on and moving on. But at the same time, it's like every interview, or not everyone, but a lot of the interviews that I've watched her in, she's constantly name dropping, constantly trying to like, it's like almost like a networking scheme. Like, look who I'm connected to. Look who I'm connected to. So that's my you know, like credibility, basically. That's what it seems like. It's like the more people who are at the kind of the top trust her, then the more credibility she gains. And I think that's been her scheme, like the World Star Hip Hop thing. She's writing the owner of there, and she's trying to get, you know, like that's just her pattern.
Now it's bad
absolutely.
now.
Leanne has to run. Thank you so much for coming on, Leanne. I adore you. You're the best.
Oh, thanks. I love everyone.
Where can people find you? What's coming up?
I don't know. I'm going on Carrie's show. I don't know when it'll be on, but I'm doing that. And Twitter's LeanneStar23 and Instagram. That's pretty much it. Yep.
Amazing.
Hi, Faran.
Faran's here now.
Hi. Even though I'm leaving, but
I know, but Leanne's my girl. She's in the documentary as well. So
yeah, when's it coming out? Did you say yet or no?
So part 1 and 2 is coming out Friday, and then part 4 will be out the following Friday. So.
That'll be good.
Nice.
I know it.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Okay, well, guys, have fun and stay grifting and have a good night.
Bye, Leanne.
Bye, guys.
Ooh. Does anybody else have to go? And it's okay if you do. I only needed you for 5 or 10 minutes. You guys are all very generous with your time. Oh, Dystopian Banana blinking rates, eyes sliding. Oh, sighting, swallowing. Everything Eliza proves, Eliza lies. I thought swallowing just made you a good date.
I mean,
all that stuff really heavily depends though on like your actual mannerisms as well. Like there's like I watched a few body language experts for a while there, and a lot of it has to do with like your baseline. Like everybody has a baseline of just kind of similar tics and mannerisms that they do. And then they have to study like, okay, where are you at your baseline? Where are you at like changing from that and what's going on? And you know what I mean? Like there's not really like super concrete telltale signs that somebody's lying. It's just mostly like based off of their individual habits.
True. Yeah. What
Do you guys
measure BPMs, blinks per minute, and then if that goes up, it's science, really.
Do y'all remember?
This? Like that?
I'm sorry.
Like that?
She's having a stroke.
No, I was just gonna ask
Reboot.
if y'all remember when Twitter changed their policy on the images, the private images. That was like a month before this happened, or like 2 months before that happened. Was it not November or December? Or am I tripping? Remember they changed it to where you know, if there were certain images that couldn't be posted. And I just wonder, you know, with the timing of that, it just seemed interesting.
Yeah, that would be good to look into.
It's all crazy, folks. It's all bullshit, and it's bad for you, as George Carlin would say. It's all
and guess what? We have Remington's "Caught in Your Lies," a hit single. You will hear this song featured in. Do we have a working title for your documentary, Faran?
I mean, it the whole thing is really called "Who Is Eliza Bleu," but I don't know. I go back and forth, because it's gonna, you know, again, like putting out parts 1 and 2 and parts 3 and 4. It's not all about her.
Right. You're setting the stage for the the real problem.
Yeah, but this part though definitely is towards the end of where it's like wrapping up her story, if that makes sense. And then also the credits as well.
You know why I love this song? Because it sounds like it's from a sexy movie.
I know, right? Like a World Star Hip Hop video.
Sounds like it's from Twilight.
Sounds like it's from The Room.
It's what? Frank did the same thing. It sounds like it's from The Room. You're out of time, bitch.
caught
Get
in
back the money you grifted. Put your tits back in your shirt and get something that rhymes with grifted. I can't rap. We need Alex Stein in here.
Lifted.
Prime time, 99. Alex Stein. That's what he would do.
'Cause I'm always on the grind.
Put that. What is it?
Cool. Oops, I can't.
I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty. What does it say? He's always on the grind. Alex Stein. What is that?
99.
Going insane. Put a bullet in Putin's brain.
I love
going
the shirt
insane
you're
for the
wearing,
Ukraine.
Karen.
Oh, thank you.
I feel like, did you take the test to find out like what season you should dress in?
No, but I
Color
did do
palette?
like I did use like an Amazon like here's what you probably should wear because I'm like I don't know.
I
So-
did that and it just gave me a link to a tarp.
Oh, well, luckily I dodged that bullet. But it was like, here, either wear these or here's some cat toys. And I was like, probably should update the wardrobe.
They're sending you ads for cat trees, and you're like, who do you think you are, Amazon? You don't know me.
Exactly. But yeah, how's everybody going? How's everybody going?
We are
Hello.
good.
How's
I
everybody
wanna
doing?
I want to play.
Speaking
I know
of cat,
Farron's been operating on no sleep. I want to play this song
I'm doing
from
better
the room.
now.
Let's see.
Yes. I know the words. I've seen songs.
Oh my God. Oh, hi, Mark. Oh, hi, Mark.
There's nothing I wouldn't do for you. You are my fantasy dream come true.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
So good. It's so good.
I did not hit her. Oh, hi, Mark.
I did not.
So anyway, how is your sex life?
Oh, hi, Danny.
And that's one of the biggest things, like, like if, like, for example, like if you're on a date with a guy and, like you, like for some reason, like comes up where, he's like, oh, like he pulls out a chair and you're like, oh, hi, Mark, like, you like do like something like funny, like a little thing. And if he doesn't laugh at that, then you're like, oh, okay. Like you're not in the
Tearing
cult.
me apart, Lisa. That's one of the best
Exactly.
ones.
But
the
like,
best is the breast cancer. I definitely have breast cancer. Never
And then
mentioned
they never
again.
brought it up again.
Yep.
Oh,
But that's
You know what's
boy.
Have you guys seen? It's like the only bad movie as good as that.
Thank you, Mass Genocide, for the $20, and Moo. Thank you, Maromi, for the $20. I didn't even need a cowbell to remind me.
I wanted to
that.
ask you what is with the thing tonight? What is that?
What is what? This hat?
It's for the lolcow.
Well, I don't know. What is your pronouns tonight with that on your head?
It's a moo.
A moo mim? Okay.
My pronouns are moo and chew. No, because the question tonight is Eliza Bleu LOLCOW. That was the theme.
Okay.
So I happen to have this cow hat. I was gonna return it, and I was like, you know what? I'm keeping this. I'm gonna put it in my prop box. Anyway, I bought it for to celebrate January 6th this year. I had it the backwards, and I made it look like the Viking hat.
I like it. You
So this
could
is-
rewrite
yeah.
Kesha's song like "This Place About to Move."
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
I'm down for that.
Yeah.
I'm here for that.
Yeah. Move. Get out the way. Get out
the way,
bitch.
cow. Get out the way. Move.
Move, bitch. All right,
Get out
Karen,
the way.
Do you think Eliza Bleu has reached LOLCOW status?
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm being dead freaking serious, folks. So I literally found out.
Here's the definition of LOLCOW.
I
A
was gonna say-
phenomena usually observed on forums and or image boards. A person, most often someone who tries to look exceedingly knowledgeable in the topic discussed, is being flamed and trolled to the point where they can no longer present sane arguments that will fit their level. They're too proud to quit.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing: is that I don't think she's even an expert in her field to be a LOLCOW. If going by that definition.
Okay.
Okay, but here.
Interesting. Okay.
I see that there's a number of other definitions.
Another definition is a person you get extensive laughs from who doesn't know they are being made fun of. Oh, I think she knows. They can often think they are admired for what they are doing, but secretly they are being laughed at constantly.
No, it's no secret at this point.
If it's going by that definition, 100%, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I'll tell you guys, like I literally found out, if not last night, early this morning, that because there's this whole like the lawsuit going on between Sydney and the Blaze. I had no idea that it was a super chat that started the whole Jack Murphy thing. That's how like baby virgin my brain is. And that's how much I was in all the other like hard news media, right? And then what was the other thing that I found out? Oh God, what was the other thing? The Jack Murphy thing was another thing. One thing I found out. There was like two things. I can't remember the other one what it was. But either way, like so when I hear
Dr. Dick and Balls?
Dr. Dick and Balls, yes, and Scroats McGoats. I found out who those two were. Again, baby virgin brain. Yeah. And that's where I was like, oh, that's where I heard when seeing Tim going, hey, Scroats McGoats. And I was like, okay, like is that like a thing that he says? Yeah. Is that like a thing that he says?
Like, don't you let the door hit you on the way out. See ya.
Scroats McGoats. I mean, to be that name, that screen name, by the way, like how great do you feel right now? You know? But
important fact check: Mr. Dick and Balls has not received his doctorate. Wow, what a fraud!
Wow, but yeah. So there's just so many things that I'm learning, and like I said, with the whole Jack Murphy thing, I had no idea it stemmed from a super chat, and then yeah, like all these internet terms like LOLCOW and
it stemmed from him doing gay porn. That was what.
It wasn't it was against.
You are correct. If we want to rewind all the way back, yes.
I think that's what started it.
Right.
It's really funny actually because I'm wearing the heartfelt sweatshirt right now, which
you
is
are. Oh my
what
God.
Is it comfortable? Yeah, I love it. Actually, it's my favorite sweatshirt.
Oh wow.
But yeah, so like I was YouTube searching, like I was like Sydney Watson, Jack Murphy, in my little Apple, search thing, and all these things came up. So I was watching all these videos trying to like kind of get a sense of what was going on, and yeah, like I saw the whole like F you for bringing heartfelt F you, and I was like, oh my God, like I kind of want to use like heartfelt fuck you, like just when I really hate people, but like at the same time, like it was kind of shitty for him to say that to her. But yeah, exactly. How heartfelt is the new bless your heart. Exactly.
Don't you guys want him back?
So much.
Like I would love a Jack Murphy just stream, of being totally honest. Like, yeah, I did all that butt hook stuff, whatever.
But see, I still don't even know like what he was. I still don't even know like I know like he was like Mr. Alpha, right?
Yeah, he was like a man's man. Like, yeah, he was like trying to preach to men about how to be better men and super masculine and all this stuff. And then because of the horrible way he handled that, seems to be a pattern here. If people handle things really badly, they get their deepest, darkest regrets dug up. But yeah, and then
sometimes being a better man involves putting something in your butt. That can work. Like you just have to own up to it. You don't have to be
Does it involve that though? Like
you have to be the squeaky clean poster boy for anything. I think it's when people feel like I must be the voice of the thing that they feel like they have to be like the perfect textbook example of whatever it is, conservatism, survivor advocate, and it's like they have to pretend that they're not a real person. Like all of us have fucked up, made mistakes, sent nudes, whatever,
never sent
had stuff in our ass, big deal, like just embrace it all.
Never done any of that though.
Okay, Faran, you're fucking perfect then. Good for you. Maybe it's because you're too old to have a cell phone when you're at that age where you'd be sending nudes.
Actually, I am young, but it's because I'm Catholic. So
yeah,
that Catholic guilt.
I'm so sorry you had self-esteem.
No nuns ever got fucked.
Oh no, they've been fucking all day, every day, buddy. No, I'm just talking about the kids where they're just like, do not think about sex or you'll die, and then. But here's a bunch of condoms, like Mean Girls for sure. I mean, from Chicago, like where you're like They're super Catholic, but also my parents were super strict. Like I had a very strict Italian mother. So she was like, "Are you having sex?" And I was like, "What's that?" And she's like, "Okay, good." And then she's like, "Are you having sex?" And I was like, "No." And then
just ask me that.
She heard the hesitation, and then all bets were off. Who is he? What's his name? You know,
Guys,
Wait,
we're
weren't you like a
going to-
Bulls dancer? Sorry,
Yes.
Chrissy.
Sorry, we're gonna wrap in a few minutes. So get those donations in for the Polaris Project. You guys have been kicking ass so far. I think we've raised over $2,000. Like that is blown away what I thought we would make. But get those soups in now because we are gonna wrap in a little bit. But I just want to give you the heads up. Anyway, take it away, Faran. You were a Bulls dancer. Go.
Did you know? Yeah, did you know girls like Eliza when you were doing that? Because it seems like that seems like a pipeline to whoredom in a way.
So-
I'm not saying anything about you. I'm just saying like in general.
No. So what's really interesting is the NBA dancers.
Actually,
so,
Pipeline to Whoredom is going to be the name of the Eliza Bleu documentary.
I love it. I love it.
You know what?
Please.
That's it.
I love them.
I mean, yeah, that's probably a good idea. But no, so what's interesting is the creator of the Bulls, she actually created the first NFL cheerleading team. Her name's Kathy Core. You can look her up. And the Honey Bears dated a lot of the Bears players in '85 when they won the Super Bowl. And when what is it, like the McCaskey or whatever? I can't really remember. I'm not a Bears fan anymore. But the daughter came in and took over, and the first thing she did was got rid of all the cheerleaders because she's like, I'm done with these little whores, is basically what she said. So then Kathy Core went and she started the Lovables, which then the Laker girls started. So we both started the same year. And the big thing that she put in the contract to make sure that the team did not leave was she was like, you cannot fraternize or date any of the players. So I always love hearing that, like, oh, did you like bang all the players? And I'm like, no, it was
Not
in
all
my
of them.
contract. No, it was in my contract that I couldn't. But also just not my thing. I'm a sucker for nerds, honestly. I'm
a sucker for dick.
I'm a sucker for smart rich dick. So I went to Purdue where they're all engineers and making a lot of money. But no. So it was one of these things where either way, during that time, she was in kind of the club scene when I was a Lovable, and we would have to go to the clubs, and we were there like when the clubs would open to like hand out autographs. We would be there with other players, but we couldn't like fraternize with them after. But we would like be standing there like I was with Lul Deng, Kirk Heinrich, Derrick Rose, all those guys, where we'd like be handing out stuff or handing out the little memorabilia or the bobbleheads. And then we would all have to leave, and then we would all go home, change, and come back. But the players never stayed there. They went to like the more like high class, like I think this was like when Trump Tower first opened. And so you would see like where they would all go there. But I know she was because I remember seeing like in this whole reporting that she was at Spy Bar, she was at Underground, and these were all places that I had done appearances at. And I was like, this is weird. But you also kind of knew too, like, and this is no offense to bottle service girls, but like you would see the bottle service girls and you were like, oh shit, like they're probably getting stiffed, or like, they have to walk around in these like nothing outfits, and
we're getting stiffed.
Well, that too. But I mean, like,
Wow, Frank Pellegrino donated $20. Thank you, Frank.
But it's one of these things though, like where I felt like maybe we'd have crossed paths, but I've never seen her though. That long story short.
Anonymous stated $20. Thank you, Anonymous.
I'm gonna take off, Chrissy. Thanks for inviting me on. I'm gonna see you in LA, right? When you're out here.
Yeah.
That'd
I'm
be
still
awesome.
firming up. We have to firm up a date.
Oh, we got to firm something
I'll
up.
message you. Firm it up. Dick, where can people find you?
Patreon.com/ actually go to my Backed By. It's our distributed Patreon that we made. Backed.by/The Dick Show. I just want a question for chat. A vote. What's worse? Human trafficking, vote 1, or Tim Pool's music, vote 2 in the chat. This is a serious poll question. Goodbye, everyone.
Wait, you can't leave. You have to know the answer.
That bomb.
You know the answer.
Oh, God damn.
Chrissy, I'm going to drop off too.
Okay, Brittany, thank you so much for coming on. I really respect your work. I think you're just fantastic. Thank you for all of your time tonight. Any final words or thoughts, or where people can find you and what's coming up?
No, I'm just I'm on Twitter at Brutal Brittany too, and if people want to know about me, they should listen to that podcast that I have pinned. But you guys are great, and I appreciate everything that you're doing for this story.
Thank you, Brittany. You're the best.
Thanks, Brittany.
Good night.
Good night. Wow, wait. Moo! Thank you, Flagrant Triggers, for the $20. Wow. Have we reached our goal? My God, we did it. We solved sex trafficking. It only took 2.5 hours. What the hell were you doing this whole time, Eliza?
Have you solved the trafficking of the Long Island? What's the freeway you have to take to get
The
to
Long
New York
Island
City?
Expressway?
Yeah, have you solved that trafficking?
No, never. I mean, Long Island is notoriously overcrowded, overpopulated. They just never leave. You just don't leave the island. People, they just can't leave Long Beach. This was a great stream, guys. Freely Ashley, it was so nice to sort of meet you.
Yeah, for sure.
Like a bubble boy.
That's other way.
The official name for this fundraising event series is Eliza Bleu It, So We'll Do It. And we did it. Freely Ashley, what's going on with you? Where can people find you? What's coming up?
Yeah, you can find me just all over the internet at Freely Ashley. On Twitter, I'm Freely Ashley 92. And I've got some deep dives in the works for YouTube. So definitely go check them out. Trying to kind of get to the root of some big figures that people think are really great, but they're not so great. So, but thank you so much for having me on. This is really cool.
Really quick, because I see the play button behind you. So what kind of content do you do? That's amazing with the play button behind you.
Thank you. I can't believe that ever showed up at my door. It's been really wild. But no, I basically all my content has revolved around pointing out the hypocrisy in leftist ideology, talking about my political shift, and just discussing important things that I think are being everything's so polarized, and I try to just kind of present ideas that maybe some people could understand and be like, oh, okay. But that's just kind of my goal. But I'd really like to get more into like I said, just the deep dives, informing people on some important stuff. That's kind of my goal. I'm really struggling to learn editing and stuff like that. So it's just I kind of got thrown into this. I only started my YouTube channel 5 months ago. So
oh wow,
brag more, bitch.
Wow.
Play button in 5 months. Jesus.
I'm sorry. I actually legitimately feel bad sometimes because some people put so much work into their stuff, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
Don't
you know what?
apologize.
That shows though, if anything though, you truly have a great message that's reaching people, which is amazing to see. So I mean, that's why I was like, oh, that's a play button behind you, and people don't get there just out of no reason.
This whole thing?
Oh yeah. Oh, this whole thing? Yeah. So that's amazing. So that goes to show that your message truly is something that people like. So I'm definitely going to tune in from now on.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I hope so. I that's my only hope, is that people can relate, or maybe can resonate with some people. So
awesome. Thank you, Ashley. Haley Kennington.
Hey. What?
Where can people find you?
I'm at Lady Kennington on Twitter, and there's a link tree there to find all the others.
I just love that you came, Haley, and shared that beautiful red hair and accent with us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Mikey Harlow. Where can people find you, Mikey?
I'm on the Twitter at not Mike Harlow. Go to my YouTube channel because I suck at YouTube. I'm lucky if I'll ever get a play button for 10 views. So go to my YouTube channel because I'm trying to not suck at YouTube. Ashley's going to teach me. She's coming on my show Monday. So go to my YouTube or Twitter, not Mike Harlow. Also, I'm going to do more of these funny videos. So or hopefully funny. I don't know if they are, but tell me who else would be good subjects for it.
Oh my God. I think you've really caught on to a new career path, Mike.
Oh, thank you.
And last but not least, Ms. Dollar Store Nancy Grace, fair and balanced.
Oh, hi there all. How are y'all doing? I am covering a case right now with a freeloading hussy who says she was trafficked.
Oh,
no, a lot of people probably already know me here from Chrissie, but I will say last night there was it was Third Railify was a channel that I put out on my Twitter that like covered kind of the whole case between Sydney and the Blaze. I love supporting new content creators. So like Mike, let's like link up because I love like last night it was their inaugural live stream and we got like I think like 50 people on the live stream and they were super surprised but super happy. So I love helping like bring up like young or not like young and like new channels. So yeah, so I mean everybody else is here knows me, but like yeah, I mean like let's connect and like let's help build your channels as well.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. I would love to.
I truly feel like everybody here has such a great message and you wouldn't be on Chrissie's show if you didn't. So yeah, I mean like I get it, Freely Ashley, like you have a play button, but like there's other people out there too. I'm kidding. I kid.
I'm kidding.
Take it back.
No. No, but like I mean, it is one of these things that like where it's just building up more voices because I feel like the more independent voices out there because we're seeing more and more. Like this is like my biggest message is that we're seeing the mainstream media. It's already been on a downward spiral. We're seeing kind of the right and the left, both of those like talking heads. We're seeing those sectors die, you know, like we're seeing fights between the Daily Wire, Louder with Crowder, you know, we're seeing like Tim Pool, like, you know, like that whole crap shoot happening. We're seeing like TYT, you know, all this stuff that's going on the left between like TYT and Jimmy Dore. So it's one of these things like I watch them all. I don't identify with any party whatsoever. I'm like a kind of a buffet when it comes to politics. But I think like the more independent voices that we get out there, the more and more like messages can be heard. And that's really more like my mission. And that's where like when I hear people wanting to start YouTube channels, but people are scared or they're like, oh, I don't think anybody's going to watch. I'm like, hey, I'll get a group of us and I have a fun group behind me that we'd love to come on and, you know, help support. So anything I can do to help would be great. So, yeah.
Okay. Play that cowbell. Play it. This deserves this.
Milk those udders, bitch.
More cowbell. Always more cowbell.
Moo yeehaw! Moo yeehaw! Sarah Kate donated $300. Thank you so much. That is very generous. Going towards the Polaris Project, an actual sex trafficking charity. We did it, guys. We cured sex trafficking just in 2.5 hours. So thank you to everybody for coming out. Wow, we raised $2,570. That's fucking amazing. Wow, I feel like such a good person. Cool. I'm gonna gloat about it nonstop. Thank you to everybody in the chat for your comments, you know, your good questions, and yo dollars. Scripting for a good cause. It feels good. Follow everybody here. And we'll see you next time, y'all. Oh, we got another one? Wait, you have to do the cowbell. Oh. Moo! I am what I am. Donated $20. Damn. So that means we raised 2,570 or 2,590.
70. That was 70.
Okay, 2,570. Very impressive. We cured an extra. We cured an extra sex trafficking with that $20. Thank you, guys. You're the best. We'll see you next time. Bye.